Madness Podcast! The best of the underground! Make madness your ritual! Freezing the blade, the flesh begins to...
Eric, I love the way you scream.
Oh, thanks, man.
So nice. Hey, what's up, folks? How's it going? It's Friday. You know what you're doing, right? You're watching Richard Madness podcast. Hey, do me a favor. Check out Lowbrow Saints Tattoo Collective. These guys are about to open their new location very soon. They're like 1 to 2 weeks out. They wanted me to let you guys know that they will have gift certificates available through the holiday season. So hit them up on Instagram or lowbrowsaints@gmail.com. Do me a favor and check out the Shred Den. Monday through Friday, 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. Saturday, 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. 9100 85th Avenue North, Suite 100, Brooklyn Park, Minnesota, 763-350-2191. Facebook, Instagram, the YouTube and TikTok, or www.theshredden.net. They got a bunch of pointy guitars and all kinds of fancy stuff down there. So go down there and buy some shit. Some good shit, some really custom shit. Let me see here. If you're looking to get some design stuff done, Narwhal Design Solutions, Justin Boney on Facebook, Instagram, and the World Wide Web. Narwhal Design Solutions, justinboney@gmail.com. And if you're feeling fancy free on this fine holiday season, please consider donating to the podcast. Just scan the QR code, select a fucking tip amount, and then I'll take all your money and I'll spend it on crack. I'm lying. I will not. I'm just totally joking. How you guys doing?
Good. Just curious about this whole crack scenario.
a lot of back and forth. And then we had Adam come in and help. Our buddy Adam that has done stuff with us now, again, this past year and a half. He had to help edit, and he had to redo and help like the Dreamcaster video. That was a green screen. That was a green screen shot video, and we shot that actually at my house in my garage. And the way we were going to do it was completely different, but and that was kind of all of us. Like, we didn't really understand, and we were trying to figure out how to do green screen stuff.
Yeah.
So when it got time to trying to finish that video, Steven didn't have the capabilities to make it look right because we didn't shoot with like the right light and like
symbols reflect
like
the color a bit more and the
brass.
So it totally changes. So it will go in and out of this of the screen.
Yep.
I
So
gotcha.
the brass like specifically on the drum stuff, like it got really weird. So luckily like Adam like saved that video because like that was just like one of the things. And like there was, I'm not going to say that it was all like his fault with like all of that stuff or anything like that. Because it's always, there's always other people that are at fault. But not to get off track, but the Epoch of Collar video was just, it was something that like, hey dude, what's going on? We need to do something with this. And it just never, we like a lot of things we got the footage or the files, and we ended up having somebody else help us.
Right.
But that was one of the things that just didn't happen, and we never, I don't know.
We don't have those files secure. They're on a hard drive somewhere, I'm sure.
Oh, dude, I know all about that shit. I just, with the whole, we kind of talked about this off the air too, about the whole Cameron video and whatnot. After that whole thing, people were hitting me up about the lost files of the audio files of some of the podcasts. I've lost like 160 episodes because of the transfer in between. The place that I hosted actually hit me up like a year later saying, "Hey, you sure you don't want these files?" I was like, "Nah, I got them all." And then I'm like, I'm looking for things, and I'm like, "You gotta be kidding me!" It's like, 1 through 5, and then like 60 through this.
Damn.
You know what I mean?
Dude.
They're all gone. So it sucks.
That's rough.
I totally know how. My whole idea was that, okay, so I'm not doing the audio shit anymore. I'll go back. I'll make some weird videos and just kind of throw people's pictures together and whatnot, and it never worked out. So.
Oh, yeah.
But I want to I want to go back. I want to kind of ask this stuff. How was this band formed? How did you guys put this thing? I know you've told the story a million times. You've done it on here a bunch of times. But just kind of touch back with it. Since it's been 15 years, you guys are about to do a release, a documentary, a premiere.
Yeah, it's kind of exciting.
All type of fun stuff.
Eric's going to tell you about all the beginnings.
I'm going to tell you. Once upon a time, there was a band called With Dead Hands Rising. Can you say it with me now, kids? With Dead Hands Rising.
See,
you believed in me.
We're going to let him take the next 2 hours or whatever we're going to talk.
Let's have Eric tell everyone how Dan and I started this band.
Yeah.
There were phone numbers exchanged, glances across a crowded room. All those kinds of things. It was a romance from the beginning. Yeah, no, I mean, these guys were in with Dead Hands Rising. Daniel and I know each other from way back in the day. Section Hate, his early bands, my early bands. Became really good friends. These guys went out with Alex and I were in the Body Beneath together. So then Alex and Daniel became friends, and then Alex cheated on me with Dead Hands Rising, left Body Beneath.
I quit Eric's band to join Dan's band.
And this is like it was a joke, but I mean, it's but that's the thing that's so funny is
I'm
because
not bitter about it at all.
But that's the thing is like he could tell the story, because we've all been such good friends. It's
That's why it's cool. For me, it's a really neat experience to kind of be in the midst now, because like I had all this like outside perspective of it, and then so coming into it and like being a part of it is kind of a pretty natural fit.
I thought so too.
I
thought
awesome.
as soon as you guys announced that he was on board, I was just like, why didn't this start like this?
Actually, it did start like that.
It did, but that's the thing is it's funny
Somewhere
because it
there are
did.
photos of him with us in the beginning in a downtown Anoka, just with Jason Jacobson took some photos of us, former Revelance drummer. And I I'm sure they're on the drive somewhere. I just didn't locate them. But
Yeah.
If you know where they would be in that Yahoo, like
the Yahoo
that Yahoo email.
mail.
Yeah, they would be. Yeah, so
Along with like 1,000 fucking viruses. Probably 100,000.
yeah.
MySpace days or what?
Well, I said they're there. All right.
Yeah, they're at least
I didn't
there.
say what else
1,000
is there.
salsa snack links.
But yeah, I don't know, Alex. You can
You know, really,
tell some lore. Yeah.
You know, it's like I'm fucking climbing up the local ladder, and then I'm fucking stoked to be jamming with Eric and By Beneath and playing with these incredible musicians, and I'm like really challenging myself, and this is fucking great.
Well, who were you playing with before that?
I was with Six before that. Everyone knows Six.
Yep.
And what formidable years for me in my early age and getting into the scene. And actually, Kyle's the one who fucking told me to even try out for them in the first place. I was like, not me. But, you know, joined Body Beneath. And then Logan hits me up after a Body Beneath show at Station 4. He's like, man, you should try out for With That Hands Rising. We're going on fucking tour with Waco Jesus. And I was like, I've never been on tour. I don't care who it's with or where it's going. I want to go.
Yeah.
And so I started, like, I got to get a 7-string. Fuck, you know. I quit my job. I quit like my shitty band. And then
Yeah.
Now we're getting into it.
fucking learned all that. A lot of,
Told the truth.
Fucking shit.
a lot of downtime with Logan. He showed me the fucking riffs, and
Thought you were gonna say left my shitty girlfriend. I mean, it's kind of the same thing.
Kind of
might
is.
as well. I don't think I fucking had a girlfriend at the time, but I couldn't hold a girlfriend at the
He
time.
couldn't hold a girlfriend.
Did you have a boyfriend?
He was in bands, dude.
Oh
all kinds of
A
boyfriends.
lot of boyfriends.
Between men in my life at the time, mostly in bands. Yeah. You know, and then it was like Dead Hands, and then Logan's like, "We're going on tour, like this weekend for a month.
Yeah.
You coming?" And I was like, "Fuck!" And then I think I was like, "Eric, I quit already, but I'm just letting you know I'm serious."
Yeah. He called me to rub it in. He was like, "No, really though, I'm out."
So it's only appropriate that you're back now, but
Yeah.
really, it was like the follow-up with Dead Hands Rising, though, in late 08.
Mm-hmm.
And then Dan and I just wanted to keep in touch. Like, it was just us. It was kind of like us and them. And they kind of walked their own way. And we're like, well, we can't just still be with Dead Hands Rising because
That wouldn't make any fucking
this
sense.
isn't our band.
Yeah.
Definitely not my band. I just fucking filled in.
And there was 4 of us because Jacob was actually in. He ended up coming into the picture the last 3-4 months of With That Hands Rising as well. Because I mean the last year and a half of that band, we toured a lot. We were on a lot of really, really cool tours and
some bangers.
yeah. So Jacob kind of got scared I think he's like, I don't know if I want to deal with this shit because at the time the band, you know.
So I mean, is that really your first real tour experience right there? Is getting out with those guys for that stint or what?
For me, yes, and for Jacob,
not with me.
yes,
Like
but-
Section 8, Section 8
toured a
went like all over the country, like strangely enough. And we actually have so like not to get off track, but after all this stuff is done, we're working on getting all the Section 8 stuff up on like streaming and stuff.
Nice.
And there's actually a DVD of all of our travels and stuff, and it's ridiculous like that we had as much footage that we did at the time.
It's
like
good footage too.
And it's we're probably gonna for sure get canceled.
It's funny
like,
as hell, I'm sure.
But yeah, like so luckily I had already like jumped into that, and then with Dead Hands Rising it was even more, and that was I'll shut up. Alex, keep talking. Like,
it was cool. It was just like those like I did 5 tours with them pretty much over the span of 8 months and it was like 4 months of those 8 months, you know, and then Jacob did 3. Mm-hmm. It was fucking sweet. Definitely incredible time. You know, it was 08, so I was like 21, 22 years
dude,
old.
You were young as fuck.
Fresh and ready to
I'm like,
rip,
let me just
dude.
fucking get shitty and fucking travel around and
Well,
be a third guitar player. On
dude.
some
You
of
were
these
you were
tours.
running with the Six Cats. It's like you were full.
My
motion
liver
with
was
that
ready to
shit.
go,
Yeah,
even
dude.
though I just freshly 21.
That
right?
shit had its arms up like, come on, dude, come on, who's next? You know.
And
funny.
don't like 6. You know, we had some regional stuff in 6 too. We got out to
Oh, yeah.
Wisconsin a bit and
Yeah.
Mauston
Oh yeah,
Sure.
yeah,
That was Body Beneath, but
yeah, that was Body Beneath, but that was funny. Yeah,
But Eric, I think like your most extensive touring was probably
Down
with
the
us
street?
last year, right?
yeah. No,
Last-
really. I mean, even as like I've before being with Reaping, the furthest I really went was Etheric was supposed to be a 7-day run that turned into a 5-day run. Because of van problems, and those guys wanted to turn around and tuck tail. But before that, like that's as far as I got was like Ohio.
Yeah.
But now I've been in the fucking Caribbean. with
First
these
tour
guys.
was right, but Sea of Treachery,
yeah, Sea of Treachery,
January,
year and a half ago or whatever.
like
East Coast.
spring
Sea of
24.
treachery. That's hilarious.
They came
Yeah.
back and
They seemed happy
you
about
got
it.
your feet wet on that one.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun. I think we had more fun than anyone else.
I should have died on that tour.
Yeah, dude, you were sick as fuck. I was sick as fuck at the beginning of it
Fucking
too.
horrible.
What happened? Food
got-
poisoning or just sick? Or?
No, I got sick before we left, and it was just, if we wouldn't have that bus, I was like in the back on the floor for like 2 weeks.
Yeah, I got sick the week before we were leaving, or like 2 weeks before we were leaving, and then was still sick while we were heading out. He got sick just like days before we had to leave, and he was the most sick. I think
Fever,
the
violent, just
Oh,
puking,
yeah.
or
The
everything.
first-
or what?
So I've definitely had a respiratory infection 2 other times in my life. The way that I felt was there was a tour that finally it was like we were out for like a month, and at one point I was like, dude, you guys gotta take me to the hospital. I'm gonna fucking
That
die.
Tony Danza
Like,
tour.
I'm gonna fucking die. And yeah, that Sea of Treachery tour was brutal. It's like I just could not.
finally by the last like 2 days you were feeling okay.
Well, and I remember when we were in Jersey, and then we went to, I was like, I feel a little better. And then like the next day, it was like, nope.
Not at all.
Yeah.
That's horrible
yeah.
when that happens too, man. You're just like, oh. And then
Yeah.
it's like the day or night, that early morning or the late evening when you're just like, oh, fuck, I feel so horrible.
It's the worst. Because you just, it's
gotta
it's
push
the worst.
through.
Yeah. It's like you got to play a game, a football game or a basketball game or whatever. And it's like you're dying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still not too
But-
stinky though. We're not a stinky bunch.
No.
No.
Even as being as sick as you were.
Getting off topic again, talking about stinky and sick.
That was
But yeah, like-
Eric's first tour. That was our first tour with the bus, and
Yep.
we had also like friends. There was 8 of us in that fucking bus. So let's have all this room. Let's just fill it up.
Right away. Yeah.
It was cool though. It was a good fucking adventure.
Good little run.
But
But as far as the history of
starting
the
the band,
band,
yeah, starting the band,
history of the band.
I'm bringing it back,
These guys
bringing it back on track.
I remember these
Yeah.
guys coming back from that last tour with Dead Hands, and Daniel and I, talked, and he mentioned that Alex and him were going to start something up, and we talked about me coming in and checking it out, and I was of course honored to be asked and stoked on it, but I had my shitty band going at the time, and
Was that the shitty band that he?
it's the same shitty band that he left.
Only after I left.
Yeah,
Actually.
yeah. Shortly after he left.
It's weird because he said, I left my shitty band.
Yeah.
So apparently it was a little shitty before he left.
It might have been a little shitty.
He was saying it wasn't. But
no.
I want to say that band must have really sucked, but it didn't. Like,
Honestly, the
man,
Body
you guys
Beneath
are all
was
trying to
fucking
quit
sick.
this band.
That's why it's funny, is because the band was actually pretty sick.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, absolutely.
But no, I truth be told, like I said it at the time that it was I just want to stick around with what Body Beneath was doing or whatever. But also, I had a kid at the time, and she was young.
Yeah.
And so it probably wouldn't have worked out the best at the time. Right. And then also I was just scared, like straight up. Like I wasn't confident in my abilities.
Yeah.
The timings and the even though I was playing in Body Beneath, there was a technical aspect to that band that had more to do with like Nick's specific playing style, like the riffs he would write, but rhythmically it wasn't all that technical.
Mm-hmm.
What these guys do is much more rhythmically, especially at that time, the kind of chaotic shit they were writing, that early stuff. It threw me for a loop, and I was struggling with it. Shit, I still struggle with some of that stuff now. like practice last night. and so that kind of I kind of hunkered back into myself a little bit on that, and where I should have probably jumped, but the timing really wasn't right. It just wasn't. I mean, shit comes around, right?
Yeah, for
happens
sure.
when it's going to
For
happen.
sure.
So then to keep things on track, Tim Snook, their original vocalist, and I grew up together. He was in my brother's grade. We were friends. And shortly before all this, he had come to me and asked me if I would help him learn how to use his voice and scream and stuff.
Yeah.
He liked a little bit more screamo bands, emo bands. Wasn't super big into metal, but we would get together and we'd work on his voice and everything like that. And then he and I ended up being in a band called Blood of a New War together. We were doing a dual vocal thing. And
That's one I haven't heard of.
right, yeah. And I'll send you some of it. It's not very good, but
It's good.
it is good.
It's good.
But so then
I've had better.
I've had better.
I've had better.
So then I passed on doing stuff with them, and then I just threw Tim into the mix. I was like, hey, this dude's been getting ready, and he's good to go if you guys want somebody that wants to really do it. And so he went down, and he didn't have problems with the rhythm stuff necessarily the same way I did. They were able to coach him through that and get him up to speed and everything, and the personalities clicked and worked.
Sure.
And that's kind of all she wrote, man. It just took off from there. And then Kyle Skogquist steps in to fill the bass spot so they can get playing some shows and get the ball rolling even further. And they start going on tours and stuff pretty quick, working their way up the local ladder and all that. And yeah, just kind of builds from there.
Now, Dan, like when you were starting playing and shit, you were like extreme right from the get go, huh? You were fucking. You wanted to go fucking fast right off the bat, dude. Or what?
Yeah,
Fucking Ricky Bobby over here.
Yeah. It.
Because
I mean, that's
in my memory of history and in knowing you and meeting you, like I don't ever remember you being in anything like middle of the road. It was always right down the fucking.
No.
I don't ever remember that.
You got one speed in this band, in these personalities. You got one speed.
Right.
We might have a half speed in there now.
Maybe not.
Yeah, unfortunately, like I was just one of those kind of musicians where I didn't have any technical background. I started playing drums later on, and it was just on a whim. So I just wanted to play fast, and I wanted to play hard, and as I wanted to play faster and harder, like those things, that's a lot of friction.
Yeah.
So and that's like, for better or worse, that's how like the first Reaping stuff got written, because he's probably, in those years, in the starting of this band,
see, and this is the
he's probably worse than me because he at that time, like the first 5 years of the band, it's just like, whatever, like, crazy. And
Don't you dare repeat a fucking riff either.
Yeah. And that's the thing is that like it was weird and cool like years later when we went back to our first record that Poison the Earth. It's like, god damn, there's a lot of good riffs on that album for about 10 seconds at a time.
Yeah.
Like, and it's just, we didn't at the time, it wasn't methodical, but I think that we wanted to be heavier or crazier, maybe, and it's partly in the back of our mind and partly in the forefront of our mind.
I feel like he was on another. He was slow, dude. So you see him in 6, right? I feel like after your accident, right, you just fucking went.
Absolutely.
On this whole nother level because he had to focus on getting the. I remember talking to you about that a long time ago, and you were saying the dexterity, and you had to focus on the shit, and you had to keep doing it, and it's like I can imagine coming from. And nothing to say bad about 6 or anything else, but I just remember you coming, like being gone and seeing you fucked up for a while, and then coming back and just being like, what the fuck? Where did this all come from? And everybody was like, dude, he just fucking locked himself in to try to get him. It was one of those things, man, that
Honestly,
people talked about.
If I was on your radar at that time, that means a lot to me, Greg.
No, for real.
Dude,
dude,
I'll second it.
You were in my radar because you were a younger cat that jumped into a band with a lot of older guys they were just a bit older than you were, and you came in fucking clean face, ready to go. You know what I mean? Like you were ready. You were hungry.
And you were clean faced at the time.
But you were super hungry back then, and that was the thing. And we were right down the hallway from each other. That was the thing. Is like you see these people partying and doing crazy shit, and you always pay attention to who's around you. Like I said, Dan, every time that I've seen you from back in the day, and when I remember meeting you specifically, like Section 8 was down the hallway from us. You know what I mean? In Profile, I think.
Yep.
No, not Profile. It was
Cooler.
The
old
Cooler.
Yep.
Cooler.
Yep.
So I'd known of you, and I'd heard you're playing a bunch way back in the day with Sublevel, in the beginning of Sublevel shit. So it was like I had heard of you, and then when we played together with Outside the Murder, I remember that was the first time that I ever played a show that I was like, damn, this dude is fucking really good, man, And then hearing Alex get involved with you, I was like, oh shit, Alex is on this other level now, and you throw Dan in the mix, and it's like that's when I met Jacob the first time too, when we got the whole werewolf story of all the shit in Chicago and all that, like I remember seeing him for the first time. I think it may have been at no, he wasn't with you at Lee's then. It was before Lee's.
Yep. Yeah.
And I remember watching him. It was when he still had his dreads. He was just fucking out of hand.
Yeah.
And it was a perfect compliment to what Alex was doing. You know what I'm saying? It was like the perfect thing to see. You add Steven into the mix of that, and then you add this guy into the mix of it after, he's fucking balls out the whole time, fucking getting everybody. It reminds me of like this, the fucking soccer knucklehead dude that's like, come on, let's fucking fight. You're right. Fucking give him the
Scottish soccer head. Right?
You know what I mean? That's what you're throwing down up there, just like stomping around ready to fucking start a riot.
Always. I want to turn that fucking show into a prison riot every fucking show.
And
every show.
And that is like that's why the first Reaping stuff turned out the way that it did, because it was all those components. Because
for sure.
Then after our buddy Kyle, like Eric said, he helped us out in the starting for like the first 6-8 months or something, and then Jacob, who's in the band right now, he's not here because, for anyone listening, he lives in Denver, so he'll be
Hi,
here
Jacob.
Hi Jacob. He'll be here on Monday.
Yeah,
but
Monday.
It's it kind of was just the way that any of our first music came up was just the perfect storm of a lot of guys just wanting to just do whatever, I guess. Like, we wanted to play heavy and fast, and I think that just there was no one there at the time to tell us to fucking
what to do.
Maybe like all of our friends would tell us that.
Yeah.
Like,
my dad's like, "Where's the?"
It's pretty
can't
good.
Figure out where to headbang to it.
It's pretty good, but it doesn't make any fucking sense.
It doesn't make any fucking sense.
The riffs
It's
are pretty
pretty
cool.
heavy.
The riffs are pretty cool. It doesn't make any fucking sense.
Now, how do you guys feel like when do you feel like you kind of reined it into where you felt like it dialed back a little bit, where you let it breathe a little bit more, where you feel like you could?
I think we're figuring it out.
right
15
now.
years? I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, definitely like on like Dark and Infinity for sure. For anyone that hasn't listened to all of our albums, I mean, Dark and Infinity was a concept album, so I think that it definitely, like we've talked about this, like it gave us like guardrails because we approached that in a cinematic sense. So every song had like we had an idea of how we were gonna write it. So I think that was the beginning of reeling things in more, because Impuritize was still pretty crazy, and we started, there's some parts that kind of like blip or repeat.
Collage of Toxins was the first song to repeat a riff.
Yeah.
But
It's the first song of all the stuff that you had written at that time, all the way up to that time.
Yeah.
No shit.
pretty much.
So how many albums is that? What, 2, 3 albums?
Well, we were like
second album
the
had
first
one
and
song.
second album are about 8 albums for a normal band.
Yeah.
But that's
riffs,
that's the thing, is like, in all honesty, it's like, because we've talked about that. It's like, fuck, dude, we need to write something like this and like actually build off it, like off of, like whether it's Poison of the Earth or Impuritize, because there's so many good riffs, like, and specifically on Poison of the Earth, because it's like just one thing after the next, and nothing gets repeated. Like,
see, when you guys made that record, though, like, think about everything that we were all kind of listening to, like Ion Dissonance. We were listening to a lot of Ion Dissonance. So there was a lot of like Beneath the Massacre, a lot of Despised Icon, a lot of bands that did a lot of riff jumping around, and then you liked a lot of the like more melodic.
Obviously, like Veil of Maya was
Yeah,
big then.
yeah, stuff like that. So it made sense why there was so many like shifting riffs, and I don't think just as a listener, I never took it. I thought those songs still told a good story. I still thought that they went in a direction, and that I thought they made sense, but
we just didn't. We at the time, like a lot of bands, we didn't approach things like we're gonna write a song,
right?
Like we really didn't. You know, like how me and Alex write is so strange to begin with, but we didn't like sit down and we didn't have a formula, and we never did that. We did what we everything in this band has just been, whether it's been just ignorance or willingly, we've done whatever the fuck we want.
Right. Very much so.
A lot of ignorance, but
experimentation, man. I mean, you know,
but it really was
yeah.
like, and that's like, I think that's the most interesting thing about like reflecting on 15 years of a band, and it just we did what we wanted, and we did what worked between the group of people at the time.
Do you feel like you've honed that process a lot more through those years?
Absolutely. Like I think that that it was just a real gradual process. I think, you know, we want to write songs and we want to experiment, and we're always gonna. That's just what we do. We want to play fast and we want to play heavy, but
we weren't as technically savvy in those days either. And, you know,
gear wise, or just
gear wise, and even just the like recording,
production element of
production,
things.
and so it was a lot of like handwritten tabs and just
phone number breakdowns,
like on the you know, and just a lot of fucking saying yes to each other.
Yeah, a lot of say it with your chest.
Say it with your chest.
Yeah,
and then also, you know, tried and true phone number fucking riffs.
Yeah,
phone
a lot of phone number breakdowns.
Kind of moved away from that a little bit, but.
I
can't remember some of the phone numbers we used. There was like
There's a lot.
But like what they
my
were
parents'
for,
phone
though.
number. There was a lot. Like that's. And truth be told, like there's like, because we're working on a lot of music, and the next couple of months after this show is we have a lot of plans with what we're going to be doing with our next batch of music. And for a long time, a lot of like formulaic stuff was different phone numbers, and that was my thing. Like there's other bands that have done that. I'm not the only person that has, but I did that with a lot of phone numbers.
Oh yeah,
and I did that actually in Section 8.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
I like at the tail end of like when Section 8 changed their name to Remnants. Like I kind of started doing that. I didn't do that in Dead Hands. I don't think at all. I didn't do that in Dead Hands, but I kept it going, like in Reaping for quite a while.
Did you guys want to talk about these shows coming up too? Because I know you have two of them coming up, two pretty fucking big ones, man. 15th anniversary documentary. What is it? It's Echoes of Sacrifice. So this is. So how long did you guys actually have? How far back does this footage go? Does it jump around a little bit?
Yeah, there's stuff from everything.
Awesome.
Yeah, from all over the career.
I know you guys have been super good about that throughout the years, like having people come along with you, get a lot of photographs, a lot of video. It's like every time you go out, I always see you guys post something. If you don't have somebody already scheduled to go with you, you're like, hey, we're looking for a videographer, photographer.
We try to.
Sure helps.
We try to, yeah.
It helps to get all that, you know, you can use so much of that for your promotions and stuff.
Yeah. Fucking little clips too, you know, 30-second clips. I didn't really realize how much you could use, you know, just those little things. So you do have this documentary premiere, Q&A session with the band, and let me see here. This is Tuesday, December 9th, so it's coming up here in Columbia Heights at Klash Drums. This is a free all-age event from 7 to 9 o'clock. Is that what it is?
7 to whenever. Yeah.
Yeah.
We can pretty much do whatever. So 7 to whenever.
It's going to be a good hang. You guys are just going to be chilling out with everybody and watching this
Nordic dogs.
Yeah, having some Nordic dogs, heavy metal hot dogs coming out there, food truck, and then they're going to have a special Reaper dog.
Nice.
And then
we're going to have some drinks.
Shit is banging if you haven't tried it.
Yep.
The dogs are banging, is that
yeah, they're super good.
Yep. Yeah, we'll have some drinks out there, and then
Twin Cities heavy Premier heavy metal hot dog.
That's right.
Nice.
Yep, we'll have our merch table set up with anniversary merch. First opportunity to grab it would be that, on
Now
Tuesday at the
you
event.
showed some of that this afternoon, didn't you?
Yeah, I got a little silly. Went live for like unboxed multiple boxes of merch and stuff. So yeah. So we'll have all that. We'll have merch out there. We'll have a handful of different items for like silent auction stuff, like stage scrims and different things, and kick drum heads and some.
You're
old,
auctioning them off?
Yeah.
That's very cool.
Some
legacy items.
Yeah, we'll say legacy items. Shirts. We got some shirts.
Old school Reaper.
Stuff like some old stuff.
Out of print merch.
Yeah, or some there's some random stuff, some one-off stuff like that we just tested that we didn't like mass print, like different colors and stuff like that.
So what made you guys like just decide at 15? Why wasn't it like at 10, or why wasn't it at like 20? Why 15? And was it like you realized that you had all this footage and you're like, let's fucking do something with this shit?
I think it's something you've been thinking about for a while.
I mean, for me at 10, I probably kind of didn't want to be in the band.
I was gonna say, I think it happened now because things are in a really good place.
Yeah, and that's just me personally. Like, if we would go back, I mean, 5 years now, that's the fucking pandemic bullshit. So I think it just made sense. Like the band is in, like Eric said, it's in a good spot. It's back to the beginning. It really is.
Right.
The industry is in shambles, and like the economy and everything, and
right back to 08.
We're struggling like the starting. No, some of that's true, but it's 4 guys that we are excited about. We still enjoy what we're doing, and like we're excited about all. Like I mean, I'm really proud of the couple songs that we put out the last year, and I really do think that our best material is still
to come.
And I like it. I think that every artist will say that, and I think that there's half bullshit when we say that. Like I'm willing to accept that, but I do think that it's just where the band's at is in a good spot. So
vibes are up, and I think we're all focused on what we're doing and excited and hungry again.
Yep.
Well, I haven't even eaten.
It seems
I'm starving, baby. We're gonna
Flavor Town,
We're gonna
baby.
go to Flavor Town after this. There's a holiday down the road.
It seems like a very like you guys have a good momentum going. If you ask me, just from the outside, it seems like for the last year and a half or 2 years, whatever, you guys have been pushing on this thing. I mean, you guys have been pushing for a long time, Dan. You know what I mean? Like it's not a surprise. You know what I mean? Like my question, you know what I mean? Like with the anniversary. Like looking back at it, man, you know what I mean? Like, is it, you have to be proud of all the cool shit that you guys have accomplished in 15 years, man. You guys have done some cool shit. Like there's a lot of bands around here that don't even think about going out of town.
You know what I mean? I think that, and I don't want to sit here and keep talking more than these guys, but I do like going through all this and like reflecting on like talking more about this the last year and like the last like 4 months like doing it. It's like it's kind of scary, and it's cool and it's scary. Yeah, because 15 years is a long fucking time, sure. and that's not even in like 15 years just existing is a long time. So 15 years like being in a metal band, it's kind of a joke.
One metal band,
You know what I mean? Like one, and I don't singular. And I say I say that because that's not typical for like a band like us that is like, we've done amazing things. Like we've had a lot of amazing opportunities. We've put out records on a super legitimate, like long-standing label that was around for a long time, and we've been on amazing tours. But so much of that, even though there's been so many people that have helped, so much of that has been so self-contained, and it's just like bands don't stick around for that long.
Right.
And it's, we all know that. Like
Yep.
Just being involved in the music scene you could see that in a scope of 6 to 8, like 6 to 8 years.
For sure.
You'll see bands come and go.
Even less than that. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Even less than that.
And for the most part, all the touring and shit that we've done, we've made it happen. It wasn't handed to us. It wasn't even offered to us. It's us keeping our nose out there, Dan fucking hounding people, emailing people.
Now, let me ask you this now. And then this is a legitimate question that I wrote down. A lot of times I'll fucking fly by the seat of my pants on these type of things. I've known you guys for so long, I can just run with it. But there is something that I was curious about. Now, when you start getting to tours, when I was younger, there was a lot of merit to it. You know what I mean? Like you would get asked to do certain things, or people would see you and then they would invite you to come along. It is not like that anymore. It is just not one of those things. How do people actually get on tours these days? Is it a lot of emailing around? Is it a lot of like seeing who's touring at the time? Do you get lists of who's out there on tour and like reach out to them, try to buy onto the tour? Do you try? What is it? What exactly is it? Kind of.
There's a few different of those scams you can get pulled into.
Yeah,
right.
It's. I mean that. That's the time of like putting like your boys on a tour because you want them. Like Black Dahlia Murder was always one band that did that. Like they'd always have an opener. Like Trevor, I know traditionally was really really good about that.
Yep.
Like he because he was like so deeply involved in like death metal and like what they were doing. So he. And I'm sure there's other bands, but and luckily the tours that we've gotten are like chunks of like regional stuff and everything. What was that like bands that wanted friends of ours? Like
that's awesome.
Luckily between we've all been involved in bands for a long time. I mean, I've been like actively involved in music for 25 years now, and luckily I have a lot of really amazing friends that are involved in the industry, and we've had opportunities here and there along the way where it was.
So you like hear whispers, like say, hey, these guys are going out and they're looking for somebody. So then they say, here's an email, reach out to them. Or they may.
It would just take like some of the stuff that we've done.
Yeah.
It would have taken 5 or 8 years for it to happen because like bands just. The industry is so different, and it changes every like 8 months now. Like it's just wild, and we've never been a band where we just had a bunch of exposure. Yeah. Like we just never were, and we just kind of like grinded along the way, hoping for the best, like doing everything that we could, but hoping for the best. And I think that's the thing is that I think that the longevity in a metal band, you do that for like 4 or 5 years and then you like realize how hard it is. And it's like if you don't just have that snap like some bands get, or I mean, and there's plenty of bands that take 10, 15 years into their careers that they don't get those bigger opportunities or consistent opportunities until like I don't think there's any kind of like game plan or book on any of this.
How do you put yourself in those situations? How do you line yourself in the right situations to get those opportunities? You know what I mean? Is it networking? Is it
yes?
Is it
yes.
Is it making the effort to talk to these? Because a lot of people they'll play their show, they'll pack their shit, and they'll dip. They'll get drunk. They won't interact. There's a lot of non-networking motherfuckers out there is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that think that it's just going to be dropped in your lap. Somebody's going to go, oh, you guys are the coolest fucking thing I've ever seen in my life. When you're hitting every single, town after town after town,
How do you view it? How professionally do you approach this when you're out? And, and that's a big part of it. Yeah, it's fun to go get drunk after the show, but also you got to network a little bit. You got to talk to people. You got to make an appearance.
Yeah, something that really struck me on my first couple of tours with these guys that I didn't really know was a thing anymore because I'd been away from things for a little bit, right? And like he said, the fucking industry changes like every 8 months, And so in the time that I was kind of between leaving Descent of Man when I was in that for a brief minute, and then Etheric and stuff, between the downtime of all that and coming back into this, I noticed on these tours that we did that some of these local opening bands that'd be on the show with us, like they would just play their set and then pack up their shit and leave. Like they wouldn't stay, wouldn't shake a hand, wouldn't come talk to you, wouldn't nothing. And they wouldn't even leave their fucking merch set up.
Yeah.
Like, well, dude, what are you?
Why are you wasting everybody's
What
time?
is it you say you do here? You know,
exactly.
Like I mean, fuck, man. Like I know we're not like some massive group, but we're still a national touring artist, right? So it would probably, if you have desires to
Go
do
further,
that yourself, that you it would behoove you to come and like network and stuff. And we want to do that too. We want to meet the bands in these towns we go to that want it too, because then we know who we can play with when we come through, who's going to do the work to promote the thing, and you know, everybody wins out of that. And I've just been like absolutely bamboozled by the fact
like,
that
it's very like, and we have these conversations like last month when we played out in Wisconsin, like with the casket robbery guys, and they grind.
They grind hard, dude. They're out there, man.
They're out there doing it.
They're getting mad accolades too, man. People are really, really picking up on those guys. They're a fun band. They're good times.
But I mean, they'll say the same thing. It's just like, you know, you can play all these shows and everything, and it's just wild. Like
what's that? Corey's the guitar player, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
That dude is one of the most nice, likable dudes.
Yeah,
ever,
he's
man.
a real nice
Corey's
dude.
super nice.
Such a sweetheart of a dude, man.
Yeah,
Corey
he's
and Megan both
super
are
nice
very,
dude.
very cool.
But yeah, like they were talking about like they started keeping a book of bands because it was just like, because the 2-day thing that we played out there, and the guy, like it wasn't just one person's fault, but it was one of those, like, it was just a disaster, like the whole thing. And it was like so many bands that had just complete blatant disregard for like the people working the show, like telling them like, this is what's going on, or this is how much time you have, or like you have to cut a song or this or that. And it was just
Push
wild.
and pull, huh?
Yeah, and it's way more common now. Like I will say for certain, it's just very bizarre how we'll play shows and it's like you'll run into bands that it's like they'll play and just take their merch down and leave, and it's like, what? Like,
why are you doing this?
Like,
I don't get it, man. You know, you waste all that time to learn your instrument, and you know what I mean, and you take. Not only that, but you take the fucking space from somebody else who actually deserves it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I remember playing with Soulfly, and a dude who played me, opened the show, was more mad about me not giving him some sort of flowers 20 years ago. You know, hey, dude, I met you. And I'm like, yeah, there was a guy looking for some of your merch, and I stood next to it, and I couldn't sell it. You should be in there. Oh, really? Dude, this is 4 bands later. Soulfly just finished. Yeah, they probably still want one of your records, dude, you know? I felt bad for the guy. He's just blasted, and he's just, you know, I just looked at him like, dude, we sold 50 shirts before the damn show, 200 tickets before the damn show. You're wasting everybody's fucking time, man.
Yeah.
It's so ridiculous, right?
And I don't like, and it's just crazy to me because it's like being involved in all the different situations with different bands and everything, and it's like, and granted, it was a different time, you know, like 15, 20, 25 years ago. But like some of the stuff that we've seen in the last handful of years, and I've heard this from a lot of other touring bands, it's like, I did not see that 15, 20, 25 years ago. Like,
no.
And it's, you know, the culture has changed, like humans have changed. So there's a lot of things that play into that, but
you guys should definitely set up a fucking concert when the meteor comes down. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
Be fucking going right into it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Fuck it.
That sounds like something we would do.
Yeah, we would be dumb enough to do that.
They say it's gonna be here next week. Let's set it up.
Yeah, who wants to spend their last moments with us though?
Yeah, right. No.
Well,
but like just like
orgy, dude. You know what I mean? Well, you guys could.
They could open for us. Yeah, Orgy could open for us for sure.
Oh, fuck
Blue Monday
dude.
cover next.
Yeah, Blue Monday covers next. Yeah,
awesome,
dude. We will open for them.
Yeah, it's true. We will. No, I mean that's why it was funny because
that's fantastic. That's awesome.
But yeah, like doing the metal thing, man. Like I think that you just have to be willing to just really believe, or you know, ignorance. Like you have to believe and you have to be ignorant in a sense. Like is productive manner as you can.
You gotta want it bad enough to where it doesn't matter if there's 5 people in the crowd or 500 or 5,000 or whatever. You go up there,
truest statement in the world,
and you
man.
put out the best show you can every single night. There was a show on this last run that we did with literally 3 people paid through the door, and that on one of the runs. And it was a weird Thursday night in like Ogden, Utah. So it was like whatever, right? But so. Like, we still went up and fucking crushed it the same way, with effort, the same way that we do. We played the same set and the same show, all the same
setup. Yeah.
Same setup and everything that we always do. And part of what, with anything in life, if you want to keep getting better at it and get more accolades to it, is you got to keep going and being consistent with it, right? And so that's just what it is. You show up at the place on time, you set your things up, you act like a professional, and you have a good time. Yeah. And the people that do come out, you show gratitude because those individuals still gave you their hard-earned money and time for that. They had a million other places they could be and a million other things they could be doing. Right. And they chose to hang out with you, because they wanted to see or they're curious or whatever.
Speaks volumes. I remember seeing Helmet. When they released Unsung, they were with Living Color at First Avenue.
That would have been a sick
and it was
show.
It was the last day of their tour. Okay. And I thought, last day, they're going to be ready. They were the worst. I sat there and went, oh my God, this is horrible. I loved Helmet at that time.
Oh, really?
And I was like,
damn,
garbage,
they were
dude.
fucking.
They were shit. I'm not even lying to you. I was just bored. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I've been to a cajillion shows at that time, and I actually loved Helmet at that time. I think Betty might have just dropped around that time. They were still doing that first album. I know that. They were still playing that first album.
That was pretty big for what they were at the time.
But they were on tour with Living Color, and Living Color absolutely killed them. And I was just like,
I believe that.
I was going, wow. I expected so much more, but it was like, I think, now here's the thing. I seen Faith No More on the Epic tour, right? With Babes in Toyland. There were 50 people in the main room, and Faith No More played the whole Epic album, and they fucking went all out. And I was like, yeah, this is one of the best bands I've ever seen in my entire life. There are like 50 people here.
Wow. But they were that kind of band.
But you know what? It's just like you said, man. Show up and do the fucking work, not phone it in and go, hey man, there's 3 people here. What are we playing next? You know what I mean? Like, this is fucking You know what I mean? Let it rip.
Well, you're not like that's the thing.
I'm telling you guys, like, you ain't doing it.
Well, rock and roll and heavy metal, like, you're just not going to survive. Because that's the reality. It doesn't matter, like, because there's plenty of really big name artists like that are going through or have gone through the same thing where it's like they play like, they might be usually playing to like 800 or 1,200 people, and then they play to fucking 90. Yeah. And it's like, it's a sliding scale, and it's a kick in the dick, like, for them, just the same as like playing to fucking, 3 or 10 or 20 people. And that's like where we're at with like social media and like where music and art is at. Like, most people don't want to talk about that shit. Yeah. Because it's like, it's going to hurt like your possibilities of doing shit. And it's like, that's bullshit, because like there's so many bands that are going through the same thing, and you don't see like they're not going to talk about that, and they're not like, it's just
what are we gonna do? Lie about it and be like, every single show on the road that we have is fucking people are coming out. I mean,
we've always remained driven, but we've always remained like humble enough to, because we're and really without expectation, because we're gonna run into those shows
for sure.
15 years later, we're gonna have. I don't even think we've played our worst show yet.
No.
I'm looking forward to it still. And we've played a couple shows to 3 people. And I remember in the past that those people like were so stoked, and they bought like 4 hoodies and all this shit. And it's like, do you believe in your brand? Do you believe in your band? Do you want people to remember you, or are you just there to play your instrument for half an hour and then fuck off the rest of the night? What is your vision?
And I kind of laughed. Like a local guy came up to me one night and was like talking about, the first time I saw you, he's like, I thought you were fucking goofy in the head. And I was like, what do you mean? And he was like, because you were like in this thing, you're playing air guitar and you were all into it. And he's like, then I came back to see you again. And he's like, you were really into it that much. And I was like, yeah, that's that. I don't understand why people don't feel that way about music. Like, I never understood that. How the fuck does it not make you emotional? How does it not make you want to smash some shit or like, love somebody or like, you know what I mean? Like, sing at the top of your lungs. I don't get it. I never understood.
That's
how
the
do
point.
you not wake up and push play or turn the radio on? You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck?
Straight up.
You know what I mean? Come on, man. Where's the music in life? You
Yeah.
know? I don't know. I believe that. I think that when you believe in it, and you I've always said I think that musicians either play their instrument, you know, they're fucking beating the living shit out of it, making that face like, I'm gonna just want to chew the side of this guitar off, you know what I mean? Vocalists just, you know, swinging, they want to punch the air, you know what I'm saying? And they're so pissed,
A lot
right?
of air punching.
But those folks, man, they're like, wow, that's what I'm talking about. Where same with the helmet show. God, I love this fucking helmet shit. And then I was like, wow, this is the most lackluster thing I've ever seen.
And like,
you know?
but that's the thing is like some people some people want to go to a show and they just want to like hear the music.
Exactly.
And that's
the way
like,
yeah.
And that's not the way this band is. That's not the way I am. Like I'm absolutely fucking feel cheated if I go to a show. Like, and that's the push and pull, like being into a lot of like technical and progressive music, because a lot of times like those bands aren't going to be doing a whole lot. But and that's like why like the grittier elements of like heavy music and like punk rock are where like my heart or like where
all
my
of
music
us, all of us,
yeah,
really, you know,
exactly, because
yeah.
like I don't want to see a show and like I don't have a connection. Like I want to remember that like intense energy from
I
a
agree.
show. Like I don't want to just hear something perfect and watch someone stand there.
Yeah.
If I want that, I want a band that's what I expect.
Right.
Like I don't,
Right.
I mean, metal wasn't necessarily like the first music that like I fell in love with, but it was to me, metal represents the transition of the energy that rock and roll had in the beginning. It fed through rock and roll like into like Black Sabbath, Led Zeppelin, or whatever,
You
and
gotta
just
put
like
your fingers up a little bit like
just
that.
just trickled into heavy metal, and that's where that energy all went, you know, and that's what that became, and that's what I fell in love with, and that's why I stay with it with metal is like I want that fucking feeling, that visceral, just like full, wholehearted, emotional like outlet, you know, that catharsis is what I'm looking for in doing it.
Yeah. I think that's just what connects with all of our, you know, the people that really hit with what you're doing. You know what I mean? Like, it's got to be, you know, it's got to be so difficult to be out there and try to. I don't know. I haven't been out in so long. I don't know how it would be, man. You know what I mean? Like I could just imagine.
it's a strange world.
I bet, man.
No,
I bet.
No, it's fun.
It is.
It's fun.
Things have changed so much since COVID too.
But
you know?
it's the landscape has changed in every genre of music, and I think it's just like I said, humans and art, just art in general.
Yeah.
Like it's not just music. I think it's just like the way people take things in and where people's bandwidth is at.
Right.
Like it's
Attention span.
yeah. Well, it's a real
Lack
thing.
thereof.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Well, you guys released a track today, correct?
We did.
And is that it's a cover?
It is.
Chimera?
It is.
Is it? Nice. Nothing Remains?
That's the one.
Nice. How'd that come to be? What made you decide to do that? I mean, they're a brutal ass band. There's no reason why not, but
Well, we all, yeah. You want to take it?
I think that just a fucking banger of a song and an absolutely ripping album. And we had talked about doing a cover, and you know we didn't have too many ideas. And then I think Dan pitched "Nothing Remains," and it's like right away, fuck
I'm
yeah.
I'm usually pitching something.
Yeah, he is. He's
usually
always
pitching
spinning the
something.
fucking
Yeah,
gears up
yeah.
there.
Yep.
And honestly, going back to that fucking song reminded me of how much I love that band and that album, and just how big it was on me. Like just getting out of high school into college and just blasting this shit on my fucking 15s.
God, they were crushing back then.
Oh
too,
my
man.
fucking god.
Yeah, we used to, when he was in Section Hate and they practiced that in the basement of the fucking Fireball Espresso Cafe.
Yeah.
Snelling Larpenter. They would run through Chimaira songs from the early portions of the band, and you know Nate would sing, and I would jump in on some stuff, and we would fuck around with all.
What a blast!
Yeah,
dude.
that was we'd order B-dubs and bring wings down into space, and then we jam their shit, and then they jam Chimaira songs and stuff, and so
badass.
that band had a huge impact on it. When I was like 18, 19 years old, my first band, Metrum, I grew up out in Monticello, Minnesota, and the local newspaper ran a story on us because at the time we were like a sober band. That was kind of a thing. You know, we were one of the only metal bands coming out of Monticello. So they ran like they sent a photographer out and everything, and they like came and shot pictures at our practice, and they ran a whole back page feature on us. And in that feature, I'm wearing a Chimaira button-up Dickies work shirt.
Nice.
And then around that same time, they played the Quest with Prong and Danzig, and we got to meet them outside their bus. And then in 2014, when Daniel and I were in Climactic together, we got to play what at the time ended up being like the last Chimaira show.
Yeah, it was like the last week, like the week after, the week and a half after. That was when Mark disbanded the band.
Yeah, we opened up for them on their last little run and everything. And I don't know, they've just had a huge, everything from their stage performances, just like the swinging fucking guitars
the fucking guitar antics and moves and the choreography with that.
Dude, they were just like at that era, like from even before Impossibility or Reason, but they had like several years where like that new wave of American heavy metal, like that moniker,
them and Lamb of
like,
God.
I always thought
I always liked those guys better than Lamb of God though. That was my opinion.
Chimaira for me out of all those bands, and I love like God Forbid, and like I'm a huge Bleeding Through fan.
Yeah.
Chimaira, like always, like their energy was something different.
Yeah.
So I personally always held them in a different regard.
Yeah.
And I was like, I heard about them from, when Nick Davis was doing his thing and like their first EP, the This Present Darkness EP, like I heard that and I didn't know, like that was when I heard Slipknot, like, before that first major label, before their Roadrunner record came out. So for me, it was just like they stood out like with the Fear Factories and Cradle of Filth and everything.
I felt like they were that top tier in my opinion. At that particular time, they were just heavy as fuck, man.
Yeah.
They were on another level in my opinion. I thought.
I really always admired the guitar tone too. I thought the guitars were banging.
Yeah, they were heavy as shit.
I always once like, how can I get Chimaira's tone? I remember Googling that back in the old AOL days.
Yeah.
And I think, and then Kevin Talley did the fucking Nothing Remains, and he was not that's the reason we did the cover, but
Kevin Talley's on that. Like, there's a lot of people. It's like a lot of bands. Like a lot of people don't realize that they had a different drummer on that record.
Right. You see, you got Lamb Goated today. You got on Lamb Goat. The comments are like, "Don't got the chops of Kevin Talley."
Nice.
I was like roasted.
Keep talking.
Van Flip, Don't Care Ever.
Right there, dude.
Yeah.
That's sick. All right, well, let's take a listen to this tune. Let's take a listen, folks. Will we be right back?
Nothing
Wow, look at that timing, man. This guy just fucking knows what he's doing, dude.
Might have skipped a wipe, did you, Dan?
Yeah. You see, you might have skipped a wipe.
Definitely didn't wash your hands, you gross.
Amazing, dude.
You'll never know.
He actually came in going,
Yeah.
just into it.
Licking his fingers like he just got done with KFC.
I love this mic, by the way. It's so sweet.
I could go for some chicken, right?
I could definitely go over some chicken. I'm going to have some chicken after this.
Let's see here. Johnny says, I remember from back in the day, the album taking Up Serpents by Byzantine blew my mind. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah, that was one of those records back in that era, like that 2007, 2008-ish time.
Right.
That, yeah.
Smashers.
Some Byzantine.
Yes, sir. You guys did a great job. And let me see here. You said that Chimaira actually shared the cover and the.
What a cool group of guys.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
They've been really supportive about the whole thing. Like they shared our announcement for it. They, Rob, Arnold, and Daniel had a little bit of back and forth about the track. And,
Very cool, man.
And offered his compliments on it and stuff. So yeah,
We
that's
did
really
better,
all I can
dude.
ask for.
Well, yeah, like there was one thing. So there's a lot of like with that group, there's a lot of weird. So they have a sampler for people that don't know much about Chimaira.
Yeah.
Their different thing is they had like a sampler guy and stuff, which was kind of unorthodox for that style, because they were always kind of heavier. But in the starting of that track, there's like sound effects. And then when we were talking about doing this, I was like, dude, there's like some weird vocal stuff that's like in the background, but Mark, their singer, is definitely saying something. It's all distorted. And I was like, I can't. Like I sat and I tried to like decipher. I was like, well, it's got to be something. You'd think it would be something related to the song or like a chorus or a verse. It's like, I can't figure it out. So I'm like, I told Eric, I'm like, dude, I'm going to try to hit up Rob Arnold. He's the lead guitar player in the band. It's like, I'm going to hit him up because he has like a really cool YouTube channel and Patreon and stuff. So I'm going to hit him up. Probably won't get back to me, but he did.
Right away or what?
Well, I hit him up. Yeah, like I hit him up and I basically said, I'm like, huge fan, et cetera, et cetera. And we had a little bit of back and forth. And then I asked him like, hey, dude, I have like this question. Like we're doing this song, like I said, and there's this vocal thing in the starting, like in the first like 20 seconds. And I would really like, do you know what Mark is saying? Because I tried to reach out to Mark, but it's like with social media, like there's a lot of people, even if they're active, they're not going to look at their messages and stuff. Like they just might not do that. And so I mentioned this to him and I'm like, do you know what he's saying? And he gets back to me like right away and he's like, dude, I never realized that was even there. Because there's like effects. There's like,
was he like, hold on a second, let me go listen to this quick.
He's like, dude, I never knew that was there.
That's hilarious, dude.
Yep. So like, so what I did, like when we were putting the song together right before we mixed it, this is like, dude, it's like, maybe I'll do it. Maybe I'll figure something out. I'll figure out what he's saying and I'll do something like, because like it was like the last couple of days and I ended up just taking like the feedback from the end and like distorting it and like just kind of like scaping it like in Logic and stuff to fill that space.
Yeah.
And it's like just like because that's how we are. Like we pick out like intricacies like that. But yeah, like it was really interesting to hear that. It's just like, dude.
Just me personally.
The main writer in the band.
Hard time with that. I'd have been like, we got to do something there.
We thought about doing something subliminal like Reaping Asmodeia, buy our merch.
Go buy
our merch.
Go to the limited run merch store.
Yeah. So that was a really cool experience like with it. It's just like, holy shit, I never noticed that. It's like,
Sub-Zero says, fuck, I love those new tracks.
My boy DJ. Shout out DJ.
Thanks, man.
Oh yeah.
They say
Thanks,
thank you.
Dude.
Hell yes, we do.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's really cool, man. That they're in between with you. That's fucking badass. I wanted to ask you guys some of your favorite cities from this last little run that you guys did. Some that stick out. Anything that stick out?
I really liked. So we were in Canada on that last run, and was it first show.
Winnipeg?
The first two shows were really super cool. Like just great crowds. Really, I mean, it's Canada, so super nice people, right? But yeah, the energy was great, and just the last run we were on before that one, there was just like the vibes were, I don't know where, it was just different, right? And so this one we went out and it was just all good vibes. Like it was just really, every show was just like on point. We played that fucking sick ass fest, up there with all those other cool bands, and the dudes in Gore Pig who we were touring with for a lot of that were also very awesome guys, and so the whole thing was just a really good experience overall. But yeah, I think the Seattle show was a lot of fun. I think that because the Acacia Strain was playing in the bigger room right next door, so like people were kind of coming back and forth and stuff. So that was real cool vibes. What else? What are you guys' ones?
There's nothing like having a big band play in another room and you see people go back and forth and they're like, fuck, I like those guys, but damn, these guys are fucking killing it. I haven't seen them before, That's great, that feeling, man, to see them bounce back and forth and you're holding some of that room. You're like, fucking flicks on you.
And that was just like cool because like we have like friends, like I'm friends with like a handful of the Body Snatcher guys and like the Acacia Strain guys. And so it was cool, like seeing like and catching up like with people that we don't get to see.
Right.
That's always a bonus.
Yeah.
I wasn't sick.
Yeah. Yeah, you weren't sick for
That's
this
a plus,
run.
huh?
Yeah.
We just had exhaust problems. Sounded like a like we didn't have any bus problems, but our exhaust detached.
The brake too, though. Didn't our brake get fucking weird?
No, that was prior. That was the run before that.
Yeah, that was
There's always something.
That was the Toledo Death Fest run.
Uh-huh.
It was just before that. The
I don't
brake.
think we have a right rear brake.
Yeah.
I think Jacob said it best. Weird. Every time we go out on a run, it's at least like $500 in repairs somehow.
Yeah.
Something.
We don't we're lucky though. We don't break down. Like, we don't complete well, yeah, and it's. But there's some bands that like continuously have problems that hold them up. I think that's between everyone in the band, we are able to alleviate some of those things. Like we're gonna figure, me and you were underneath chicken wiring the exhaust
up,
in a parking lot one morning,
for like an hour and a half, stuff like that. Where it's like a lot of people. There's just a lot of people would be like, "Fuck, dude, we don't know what to do."
You know who's got amazing tour stories about fixing things is Jake from fucking Blue Felix. That dude,
well, he's like he's like a welder or something, isn't he?
All kinds of everything.
And a mechanic.
He's all kinds of everything. So it's like, dude, he's fucking airline went down and I fucking pulled up fucking a switchblade into fucking
MacGyver's everything.
I got a McDonald's fucking straw and a bandana.
And I don't know him, but I've seen like I'm friends with him on Facebook, and I would see stuff like that, and it's like, if that band didn't have him in the band, they'd be dead in the water every other time they go for a handful of shows like they do. Like there's some bands like that they have that guy. And like some are more inclined he is because he's actually a mechanic or whatever he is.
Yeah, he's just a jack of all everything. Yeah. That dude just does everything.
Yeah,
it's good skills to have on the road. We had a trailer tire blow in San Diego. On the highway,
on the I-5,
the I-5, and we had to pull over on a pretty steep hill, and I think I ended up tossing the fucking dead one in the.
We were remarking on how we were like, oh, the LA traffic's actually not too bad today, and then we blow that tire, and we were the reason it got all fucked up.
We fucked that up.
Blew the whole fender off somewhere.
Oh, dude, it went ripped off. The fender ripped off and went flying behind us someplace.
It bent the flooring. It
and that's the thing is so we have a bus. We've had a bus for like a year and a half or so now, and the tire blew and I was driving, and it's like I'm like, dude, what is that? And everyone's like, I don't know. And it's like as soon as I
inner tire.
It was on the trailer. It's longer. Like our bus is longer than a short bus.
Oh, gotcha.
So you're not gonna feel that. Like you can't feel it, and even with them in the back,
so it's just whipping.
And you also can't see the trailer because the bus is wider.
It's just wider than the trailer. So yeah, it was like immediately, like right when.
Got to get some backup cameras, boys.
Right when I realized, I'm like, this has got to be the trailer tire, and I started I was in the middle lane, I think.
Yep, you were.
And I was like, dude, we got to pull over. And as soon as I started, I was like, dude, it's the trailer tire. And I pulled over. And as soon as we got like to like the last lane, I saw the fucking fender like, I was like, oh shit.
Because the fucking tire just whipped it off.
Yeah.
Like,
So we went
disintegrated
like
and
10,
Shrapneled it. Yeah.
it's like the
10
whole tread
seconds like
flipped up.
wondering what, like, dude, there's got to be a tire blown, but we can't tell what it is.
Wow.
So yeah,
What a
like,
sketchy deal there.
Well, and then we're on the side of the highway, on the side of the major I-5. We have to pull like a quarter of our gear out of the trailer to get to the spare and to get to all the equipment to change the tire out and everything like that too. So like us and all of our shit are sitting on the side of the road, and we're trying to get it
fucking hill, too.
steep fucking hill on the curb too, on the side of the road on the other side there. And so we were trying to like keep our shit from rolling down.
Oh my goodness.
Because we had to like pull the light box out.
Yeah.
It's a wheeled case and stuff,
Yeah.
and so we were trying to keep everything in order and all this. And then we got our media guy with us who's fucking knuckleheading it, like filming all of us fucking around with it and stuff. But we got through it, and we got.
I don't know if we got
ourselves-
that footage.
I think we did.
I think you did.
I think we did
Yeah,
get
I
that.
fucking hope so.
Yeah.
By the way, if you're touring and you don't have at least 3 fucking cones, you're fucking up.
Yeah. You got to get your
Yep.
cone game on point, bro.
Safety first.
Yeah.
You can get away
Dude,
with
talk
a
about
lot of shit with
You can
cones.
pull some shit. if
Talk
you got your
about a
cones.
huge hit, though, dude. That's a huge fucking. That's a tip right there, man.
It is.
Cones,
Yeah.
man.
Like,
don't
if you're
even know.
listening, like
Dude, how easy is it to just kind of roll up and go? Phew.
We've done that.
we have illegally parked the whole night.
Yep.
With fucking cones.
Yep.
Just throw the cones out in
Yes,
front of it.
absolutely.
And if it gets worse, I have like 2 boots. I'll put on the fucking tires if I have to.
Really?
Yeah. Yes. Absolutely. We've done that shit a lot the last couple of years. It's like, dude, fuck this. We're gonna own this until.
So you bring your own boot too?
Yeah.
Here's
Damn, that's awesome.
Now
Great.
we sleep in the bus. I don't have to like leave it because it was more for like trailer theft prevention before. But you can like fake it till you make it. Like just you do what you need to do.
Greg, our whole thing
That's
is this
beautiful,
last year and a
boys.
half. It's like we have a fucking huge bus and a trailer. What are they gonna do? They're not gonna tow it.
Yeah.
They're not gonna.
Do you
they
know
have-
how
yeah,
much
like-
that shit costs? That's a lot
Oh,
of
they
money.
have
to-
You
yeah.
get a big rig out there to pull.
Yeah,
fucking
they're not going to do that.
Dude.
They would ticket us if
Yeah.
something like, but yeah, I mean, in a lot of these situations, like, like they'll, somebody will say something, but
Dude,
whatever.
how silly! Just a random cop just drives by and goes, "Oh, these guys are fucked. Look at that, 2 boots on this thing."
Yeah.
There's cones out and everything. I wonder what's going on.
Perception
here.
is
Well,
everything.
and they just take off. Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
We got to get flares. That's what
Yeah.
we need.
The other thing too is that's a useful tip is just like anywhere you're technically like not supposed to be, you just show up there like you're supposed to be there.
Act like you're
And-
supposed to
and-
be there.
Yeah,
I've
like-
always said that.
Yeah,
That's- I've gotten into so much shit that way, man.
yeah.
Just walk in like you're supposed to be there.
The theme of this band, especially now in the last 2 years, is just own it.
Yeah.
Like own it. That's Alex says it all the time. Like just whether it's parking the bus, whether it's fucking
That's
it's just
good advice
it's just
right there, man.
confidence.
That's
Just
good
own
advice.
it with confidence and fucking
Hear that,
yeah.
young folks? That's the way you do it, man. You just walk in like you own the fucking place.
That's fucking right. man.
Well, you got to do it. Fake it till you make it, man. Who fuck,
And if you do it enough, you will make it.
You will learn.
Yeah, and you'll learn.
You'll learn how to shyster some folks. It'll happen. You'll get caught a few times, and then you'll figure you just streamline it.
You'll be asked to leave aggressively.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should go. You should go.
Really?
I guess I'm
I
out of
didn't,
here.
I didn't hurt anybody. Well, okay, you can stay, but sit over there.
You don't have a badge. All right.
Yeah. You want my name? Carrie King.
Yeah, exactly.
K on either end there, buddy.
Yeah.
The best way to do it right there, man. Let's actually talk about the fucking show. How did the show come together? The 15-year anniversary show, which is Friday, December 12th at Amsterdam Bar and Grill, or Bar and Hall. I'm sorry. I see the bar and I automatically
Applebee's
go-
right away, right? It's fucking 2 for $20. We know you're hungry, Greg. It's cool.
Oh, chicken, man. It
that was-
goes-
I know, I'm starving
everything goes
too.
back
That
to
was
food.
a bad fat joke, dude. He
No
just
Flavor Town
swinging,
tonight.
dude. Hey,
It all started from Flavor Town.
I meant that I'm hungry too, Greg.
I got a plan for that.
Wasn't a fat shot. Come on now.
All right, we got Reaping, we've got Maul, we got Micawber, the Emnity Offensive, and what is it, Rahvn or
Raven. Yeah, right. Yeah, Raven. Yep.
It's hard to read their logo. That's one that I'm pretty good at reading stick figures, but that one's pretty tough.
Well, Stephen Henningsgaard will be proud of himself then. He
Nice.
stumped you.
Oh, yeah. It's the way to do it. That's the way to do it.
No, when we put this show together, obviously we wanted to celebrate the anniversary of the band and stuff. But the last couple local shows we've done, we've kind of had heavy bands on there, but nothing like oriented towards the death metal crowd necessarily. And for me, and then we talked about it all. Like I thought that was a good opportunity to lean into the heavier side of the scene and bring out some friends that we hadn't brought out yet. And these guys in Micawber toured a lot in the early days together and played shows together for a long time. So having them on the bill made a lot of sense. Maul is just a crusher, and they, some of those guys played some of their first shows with these guys back in the day too. And then the Emnity Offensive, Nick in Kolzicki goes back with Alex and I and Daniel as well too, and all those guys. Wes was in Devitalize, Jake LeMay and all those guys. So it made sense to have them on, and then Steve Henningsgaard and the Rahvn dudes. Like Mikey Tomitz was in the Body Beneath with myself, and he's in Rahvn playing bass now.
Family affair.
So it's really just kind of all
Steve
about.
Steve was in Nehemiah.
Yeah, Steve. So, Steve was in Nehemiah back in the day as well from Rahvn. So. It's a big family affair. We wanted to put a really heavy show together with still having different genres of like subgenres of death metal in there, but really leaning into the heavy side of things.
You guys have always been known for paying attention to the scene, paying attention to the guys that are pushing and working hard. And you always, when you guys do a big show, like you're always out on the road and doing things, but when you decide to do an in-town show, it's always the banger. There's always great bands on those. I've noticed for years. It was like, oh fuck, they grabbed this band from over here and that band from over there, and it's like all the top tier bands in town. You would grab them throughout the years and pull them in.
I think what a lot of that I think that kind of goes back to something Daniel was touching on earlier about like wanting it to be an experience, and then it also kind of ties into that whole like we were talking about that show we played out in Green Bay where it was just kind of a fucking disaster. And part of the problem with that show and with a lot of these shows sometimes is that the way that we look at it is we want it to be an experience for the person coming through the door. We want it to have a pace and be an actual like professionally run real show, like an experience. We don't want, if you have too much time between bands and the changeovers are sucking or whatever, like people lose. I mean, these fucking things are the devil. Right. People all of a sudden are just like, they just walk off. They just trail off. And
where were you at? I was looking at a video. I was watching Daniel's playthrough.
Yeah, exactly. I was texting my grandma or whatever the fuck. But like, we want to always make sure that the bands we include in these shows, that they're the ones that got their shit together, and that they're going to show up and they want to have that same thing. They want to provide fans of this music with the same experience where they come through the door. It's a great fucking night. There's good bands on the bill. Everybody's doing their best to put on a good show. Right. And everyone involved is invested in that. And that's what we have with this show is that literally everybody from every band has been super cool and really easy to work with, and that's what we want to have that kind of experience. But
streamlined situation, that's always fun when you can handle business in a good fashion.
Yeah,
I will say one thing. When we started talking about doing this, like 15-year anniversary, it's like, well, we should have. We should have a bunch of bands from
15 years ago.
Wait a sec. Those fucking bands are.
We're like, we're all that's left.
We're like, wait a second. But that was, there's bands at like 10 years or something, but like, there's not a lot.
Yeah. And even if you did ask them, they're probably, we kind of joked about this too, is that they're probably so like out of shape, not like in an insulting kind of way, but just so like out of practice from doing it.
It sounded really insulting to me.
Fuck them, whatever.
I love the last end of that part. Fuck them.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's the way it is.
But
if you're gonna be a dick, at least own it.
That's right. Own it, right? We're back to that.
See?
Yeah. But
Alex is just smiling.
I mean, we all know I'm fucking around here. Kind of. But yeah, I mean, that's kind of the whole thing, right? Like they might not even be able to put it all together in the short amount of time and like interested in doing that too. So it's a lot of fucking work to dust off the chops. I mean, anybody who's stepped away from this even for a minute coming back into it is fucking hard. Yeah. Even if for a one-off show. So yeah.
Especially for a one-off show.
Yeah, that's a lot of fucking
work.
You
have no momentum behind it. Yeah.
I found it very difficult when Brian passed away because Grand Demise was asked to do it, and then they contacted me and said, well, Brian was one of the first guys that we we hung out with when we came into the scene, back in the Chromas days. We should do a couple songs. And I was like, fuck yeah, let's do it, And now I'm listening to it and I'm trying to find the lyrics, and then I'm like listening to it and I'm going, what the fuck did I say there, dude? I'm talking old shit.
Yeah.
Even shit we re-recorded and never released again.
Yeah.
It didn't help me at all. I was like, what the fuck? And I was texting with the guys, and I'm talking to Jesse from Incinerate, and I'm like, dude, I haven't sung in so long. I don't know, how am I going to do this? He's like, half a song. Start with half a song. Go half a song, work to a full song, go to 1.5, go to 2. He's like, that's how I start with tour. Just start there, dude. And I'm like, he's got a fucking point.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that was just me sitting here and sitting in the car and wherever else I could. I got them down, and they came in quick, after you break them off a little bit. But
Yep.
you ain't lying. I'm a little heavier than I was back then, too.
Well, it's just no fucking joke at all. Like when you got like death metal like that, or this is a physical.
Yeah.
Death metal's a sport. Yeah, it just is.
Well, I noticed, Dan, like even back in the day, you'd mix up the bill a lot more than this particular one. When I saw this bill, I was like, holy fuck.
And we definitely, because the thing is like we had wanted, like we don't play in town very often.
Right.
And it's just, we do that because we know that you have to create a demand to like get people out to a show. Like,
Right.
You want to have a good show. You want to get people out to it. You can't give them a bunch of options,
Right.
like, playing every 2 months. Like, that's not going to work. And we had wanted to do more of a predominantly like death metal. Like, I don't think we're a death metal band by any means, but we wanted to do like a heavier bill. And that's not to like downgrade any of that bands we play with, but we wanted to have more of a brutal kind of edged show. Like we've like, the last like year and a half, we were like one of these couple local shows. It's like we wanted like all death metal or something different.
Well, you got high energy in that bill. That's a good energetic bill.
And these are all bands
Micawber
like
throws down.
We like all these bands, and we have friends in these bands. We want to put them on too. And
Yeah, 100%. Yep. No, that's kind of how it all came together, and then just we asked a couple other bands along the way too, that either didn't hop back to us right away or whatever, but we were very determined to put together a big heavy lineup for this thing.
Yeah, and I definitely it definitely fell into a spot where I think this is a really cool lineup.
Oh yeah,
like I
agree.
Rightfully so, like you said. I think that like it's just like we're very like even the aspect of like who we're gonna like if we have the opportunity to put like a short run of dates together or like our local shows especially, like we have the control over like what we do with it. So we've been as creative I think as we possibly can be. And we've like me and Vince like have talked about from Nuisance, like we've wanted to do a show, and like that Myth show, like that, like we actually like Justin, when he put that together, he asked us about it because that was actually supposed to be in October.
Yep, I remember.
So
like we talked at Acid Bath about it. I brought it up before. Again, he's kind of alluding to the Myth Sunday, December 14th. Yep, that's an all ages show, 3 p.m. door. Nuisance by the Thousands, Evernorth, Via, and Den of Thieves. If you guys would have been on this show, it would have been absolutely fucking nuts.
Yeah,
man.
and it was like, because originally when Justin was putting it together, I was in Prague. Because he was like, can Reaping do it? And I was like, no, dude. And then like before I could tell him like I wasn't here, he's like, can Gravesig do it? I'm like, I'm not in the country.
Right.
And then like the show ended up getting moved, and we already had
that book.
So like, and it was luckily, hopefully this show does. Hopefully people our show's on the 12th. That show's on the 14th. Hopefully people go to both shows.
Yeah.
Hopefully that show does well as well, so we can do more of it, because that's the
idea.
idea.
Sick weekend, man. That's a really good weekend.
And that's like a super cheap show too. Like so.
Well, both shows are fucking cheap. That's the thing. It's in the grand scheme of things, these are very cheap shows. Great bands for a reasonable price. It's not $50, $60 to get into a place. And granted, it is a regional area bands in the on the show, but that lineup. If you haven't seen the bands on that lineup, it is fucking phenomenal. You guys put a great lineup together. It's going to be a banger of a show from the beginning to the very end. You know, you guys always bring a lot of surprises too. You know, you guys bring the fucking heat when it comes to shows. You know, I was just talking about you getting involved with this band to somebody earlier this afternoon. I think it was Chewy from White Crosses.
Oh yeah.
And we were talking about Jacob, and I was like, I remember seeing Jacob in the band and just going, holy fuck, these guys just throw down. And then when he left for the little while, you know, I seen you guys again. There was no loss in him not playing with you guys, you know, but with Eric in it now and Jacob in it, it's got to be off the fucking chains, man. As far as, you know, just intensity, just the little stuff that I've seen, you know, you guys are every which way and throwing down.
The stage.
They really tried to embrace that, and without them, we still put our best foot forward and gave it our all. But to have the energy that Eric brings and certainly that Jacob brings really fills the stage out. Yeah. And it's great to. We all have wirelesses now too, so just to run around everywhere and try and fill the stage out as much as we can during the show.
Oh yeah, that's the shit.
Yep, that's the mission.
Hell yeah. Now let me see here. What, like, when it comes to how did you come up with the document?
Like the documentary stuff.
Yeah, I already asked you that. We already talked about that. I'm just kind of going through the questions that I have here. Now, venues, as far as being out on the road, are there any venues that stick out to you from the last couple runs that are like? I know you talked about Seattle and a few other shows. We kind of touched on all of that stuff too, but.
The Sunshine Studios was a cool place.
Sunshine Studios was awesome, yeah.
It's not a dude, I can't remember. Is it Colorado Springs?
Correct, yep.
So it's not like a huge town. I mean, it's reasonably sized, but they don't have a lot of venues and stuff. But that's a venue that's been around for like 20 years,
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, so they have like a big venue and like some recording studios and stuff. And it's just a cool place, big stage, big room.
Great green room.
Nice.
Great.
They treated us really well.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, cool staff. They've been doing it for a long time. But yeah, because I think they've been open for like 20 years.
They even had some like 18-year-old young pup on the sound who pretty much knew, like he was dialed in, like he did a really good job and everything. Yeah. So yeah, that was a cool one. It wasn't on this run, but it was on one of the previous ones. The same run where we blew the tire actually is San Diego, playing. Brick by brick in San Diego was fucking awesome. That was a great experience. Jordan, previously of the drummer from Azalea Dying, the old drummer from Azalea Dying, is part owner of that venue, and he really took care of us that night. He was around.
He was super cool.
Very awesome dude. Yeah,
really cool. Like, because I've played, like, we've played there before, but he wasn't around the other times we played there, and yeah, he was. Such a cool dude, like took care of us, like
gave us food, gave us like booze,
even after like, you know, we had our catering budget, like, and everything. And he's like, dude, you guys hungry? And he's like, we ordered all this food, like, and you guys want some cases of water? Do you want some shots? Like, you know, like he was super cool. Like, I got to hang out and bullshit with him.
God, don't you wish that every single fucking promoter was like that? God,
yeah.
I don't know why. I don't know what it is about people that, you know what I mean. I don't know what it is about that situation that you don't want to. You know what I mean? Like, it would be the best foot forward thing for me. You know, like, come on, man, come into town.
I mean,
let's go.
most promoters and most business owners, aren't going to be somebody that toured and was in a band for 20 plus years.
Right. Yeah.
So like, obviously, you would think that those people will have a better understanding of, you know, if you can like make somebody comfortable or like have like a band have a good experience and stuff, like that goes a long way. Yeah. So like, and he was just a cool dude. Like it was like when. Was that before we played or something, like earlier in the night, he put on Martyr 80 or something, and like,
damn,
the
old shit.
Awesome, he was super cool. So like
showing some Minnesota love, you know,
that's very cool.
Yep. That was and then honestly, the festivals that we played, for me, like I never got to do a bunch of that stuff. So even just having that experience and like the one in Toledo that we played was fucking so hot. It was like 110 degrees outside.
Probably the hottest show we've played.
The fucking midday sun.
Oh God,
I definitely got sunburned on that.
Yeah,
show.
you did.
We tried to take a picture at the end. We're like,
Yeah, it was real bad.
like just get through the picture.
Oh God.
It was real bad.
I think my computer almost overheated too.
Yeah.
That was sick. And also the one in Canada in the middle of fucking nowhere, Dino Park.
And it's like you're talking about all this shit, and you're not even going to talk about being on a fucking cruise ship.
Well, yeah. I mean, that was gonna be
It's
my
like,
next
yeah,
next point. Yeah, like it was doing that.
Yeah,
70,
Cruise past that one.
We cruised right past that one, but the 70,000, the 70K cruise was fucking. That was a whole other thing. Like that was.
Yeah, that is something else.
Yeah.
That was also our first time flying out to a gig as a band.
Yep.
So we had to like reconfigure
How to travel with
how
your stuff.
because I'm like, oh, I can't bring this fucking massive thing.
We had a big road case kind of thing that housed our brain and all of our session stuff, laptop, all that shit,
Right.
Mixer and all that. And then so Alex had to figure out a way to condense it. He had to get a whole nother
Rack.
travel case, like a rack case for
I
everything.
fit like 5 square feet into like 1.5.
Yeah, it's crazy. And then we had all the merch stuff stuffed in with Daniel's kick drum pedals in a suitcase, and so we had to like only bring a certain amount of merch with and all that. And
That had to have been difficult, right?
yeah, that was kind of a challenge. Yep. And then
Now, how the fuck do you score something like that? Is that all just being in the right place at the right time, knowing people?
yeah,
That's killer, dude.
Yeah.
Well,
That had to have been
I
amazing.
played in 2 bands on that, so that was
Yeah.
that was the kicker too. Is that I tour and travel with a black metal band too, the Antichrist, and right at the same time, our agent was working with them as well, and I had heard that they were gonna we were probably gonna get an offer, and it was like the same day.
Yeah.
Like it's like Reaping's probably. I found out that our agent got a hold of me and is like, I think I'm gonna be able to get you guys an offer for $70K, and it's like, I just got an offer with one of the other bands I travel with.
Right.
So it was like, so for me, it was, I mean, especially it's good that, we did that. So now it'd be like, fuck it, whatever. But I was like, kind of like sweating shit.
bet.
Dude, because this is a band that like, at the time, because that was like less than a week and a half before we would leave or something, wasn't it? I think like
it was 2 weeks. We had like 10 days notice. Basically. Yeah.
Yeah. So like week and a half, and everything that I do with the Antichrist is usually pretty spread out. So it was like I hadn't even considered anything like for them, and I was like, okay, so now I have to prepare for 2 bands, and between like working every day
Holy
before.
shit.
Yeah, and like flying out, and like for Reaping, it's just different. Like, it's very like, and it's good we did it because that was a whole like I had to like condition my brain to be prepared to like deal with something completely different because.
Did you play the same day with both bands?
No, yes,
Yeah.
yes, yeah.
With
so the first
one band
night,
in between. Right? That was
just
back to back, really.
No, yeah, the first. So originally that was a stipulation is that
You needed.
don't
a break
worry,
time?
they're gonna have you split up, like you're gonna play one band each day.
Were you like, oh fuck yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah.
As long as that's.
And
a
then
kicker.
we find out like the day before, or like when the day before we left Florida, like we were in Florida for a day. It's like we get the schedule finally for everything, and it's like they have both of us back to back.
Oh.
And and half of that is because like with a black metal band like the Antichrist, it's like it's full makeup and it's stage garb that's completely different. So like that was
Did
was
it
just a
help?
lot.
Did it help, or was it just difficult? I mean,
it was just difficult
He's got like full makeup on. Just fucking wipe that
because
shit
I
off.
had to and I don't want to take up too much time talking about any of like my separate bullshit. I mean, it makes sense with this whole thing, but
Right.
for people listening, like the Antichrist played, and then I had to run upstairs to
take
our
everything off,
Yes, so I had to
clean yourself up.
because it's like I don't want to fucking have a bunch of makeup. That's not what
Yeah.
this band
Yeah,
does.
yeah.
So I had to run upstairs and do all that, and then run back down and do all of our shit. And it was just.
Wow,
It was,
that would have been chaos,
But
dude.
we were all there to help with
Yeah,
it
yeah.
and everything
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
So we crewed
Yeah.
for it, and
Yeah.
we all helped each other out. go
Yeah,
through it, and-
we prepared, and luckily
Yeah.
all these guys obviously because I think that they were ready for me to say, there's no way I want to deal with two bands like under, being like, hey, do you want to travel to wherever next week? But
hey, do you want to take this fight last second?
But it was just stupid. It would have been dumb for me. And I'm glad we did it.
It was super fun. I think we all learned quite a bit. I think if we did it again, we would even smash it harder.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep, for sure. For sure.
And honestly, the bands on the boat with us too were fucking stellar, dude.
Oh,
like
man.
Decapitated was there, Zenith Passage,
Suffocation,
old school shit.
Fucking
Sepultura
was there.
Hanging out in the sauna with the Swallow the Sun guys. Like, dude, it's like, what the fuck? Is this fucking real life?
Yeah.
Like, what is this?
Septic Flesh, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just too awesome of an experience.
We're standing behind the stage when Suffocation's playing on the pool stage, and he and I are watching the drummer rip or whatever, and then all of a sudden their second guitar player just comes hauling ass off stage down the back drum stairs and just fucking yaks into the trash can, and he was seasick and a little bit hungover, and so he's just barfing. And I like threw him a towel, and he like wiped his face off and threw it back down, and like went back up and just kept on fucking ripping. It was super sick.
Now how were you getting acclimated to that shit? Any of you guys? How are you guys getting acclimated to that? Have you guys ever grown up near bodies of water or been on water?
Not
and been,
like that.
It's like slept on a boat in the water.
Well,
that's the shit.
And
right there.
that's the thing is like the first night that we all played, that like there was
Chop.
tons. Like, dude, there was chop. There was some fucking chop.
Now, can you feel it? Like,
oh
yes.
like it
Mid-set, dude. Mid-set, I'm like, I almost I literally like threw up in my mouth while I'm doing vocals a little bit, and I gutted that shit back down, and I like almost looked at these dudes like 4 songs in, and was like, because I was this fucking close to like hitting that seasick, but I like got my shit together. Fucking
through it.
Let's go. You know, yeah.
I've been on some cruises in the past with my family and stuff, but this particular one, they were really trying to gain ground and make up time, and they were had all the thrusters going. It like I've never been on a cruise that has gone
Felt
this
like
fucking
you were-
fast. And you could see like if you look down at the water, like we were going 15 knots, 20 knots. I don't know if
They were
how to
crushing
read it,
Yeah.
but and so it was choppier.
And
There was a lot of people that said like they've been at like because like on that particular like on 70,000 tons, a lot of people go to it like
every year,
a lot of times,
yep.
and a lot of people said that night was
super choppy.
really, dude, it was bad.
Damn, I can't even imagine.
And it didn't bother me. Like I don't get seasick. I've been on cruises before.
But while the Zenith Passage was playing, they played after us, and the boat was literally doing this shit while they were playing.
Dude, it was wild.
It was fucked up.
It was kind of like, should we be concerned? There was points where we were like, should we be concerned how much the boat is moving?
But you know the coolest part about that is that like Liz from Portraits or Portraits of War and like Mike Fischetti and Brett Barrett, like those guys were on the boat.
Oh,
so
nice.
like we had like Minnesota
Homies.
family and
Yeah,
homies.
yeah.
And then other people from Minnesota who didn't even know we ever existed.
Right.
And so like we made new local
Fans?
regional
Oh,
fans
nice.
from that, you know. So it just weird, you know. And like we sold a bunch of merch too. It was just we didn't expect at all. Like
That's
we
gotta be
yeah.
great.
Oh, no, and Beyond Creation too. We toured with them back in the day.
Yeah.
They were on the boat too.
Yep.
And that was cool too because every band got to do a meet and greet for an hour one of the days. So that was a lot of
Well,
fun.
and I was sitting there just thinking like that was the first meet and greet type thing I've ever done in my music career, and it was really cool because I was sitting there. I was like, at first there's like 10, 15 minutes. We're like, nobody's gonna know who the fuck we are. You know what I mean? We're just being really just dumb about it. But then all of a sudden, line, person comes through, and we're like looking at each other like, what the fuck is this? You know. That kind of like quote unquote rock star shit or whatever. Like, I don't think you should ever get used to that. I think you should always let that hit you right in the fucking soul so you remember it. You know, like you don't ever want to get too used to that shit.
It's cool, but yet it is so fucking awkward. That is one of the most awkward things to be, you know, there you are. Have at it. Hi. You know, that whole parade thing.
It's a vulnerable thing. It's weird.
You know what I mean? That's how I feel. You're just like this, you know?
Yep.
There's people from the radio station back in the day that would put you up there, you know? And it's like, you do that stuff. I don't want to do that stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I play up there. I know how it feels. You don't need to go, hey, this is so-and-so over here. Hey, look, it's him in the crowd. It's fuck you, dude. Leave me the fuck alone, dude. You know, like,
Yeah.
and I've never done anything major. I'm just saying to get fuck
Oh, yeah,
off,
yeah.
man.
Get it. Yeah.
It's not that cool. I don't think, man. I don't know.
If you knew how dorky all of this really was, you wouldn't be
Yeah.
how big of nerds we all are.
It's kind of the truth.
Yeah.
Actually, you know, and all the prep for everything, dude. It's kind of crazy. Alex, what are you playing through right now?
Well, live through the XFX 2, direct, and then we use Reaper for our session for like the tracks and the effects and stuff. And it's cool. I've really got the shit dialed in pretty nicely now, where I got all my patch changes automated, so I don't have any pedal board to fucking worry about. I can travel wherever I want and own it.
That's
So
got to be super convenient.
it's great. It was a lot of fucking around, but now that it's set up, like
Daniel laughs.
Always
it
is.
works. So yeah, no, like I have cabs on stage and I don't even use them. They just hold our lights and they just look cool.
Yeah.
And I had a guy come up to us back when we played Des Moines at with Dead Hands. He's like, man, fuck yeah, you guys play through cabs. That's what I'm talking about. The other bands that
didn't
go
wanna
direct,
tell
they
him?
sound so thin. I was like, dude, I didn't play through them. We just
had to
dialed
break
in.
that guy's heart.
Shit's dialed in.
Bro, yeah, I can't even tell you how heartbroken I was when I worked at Testament show at the Mirage back in the day, right? And we're lifting full stacks of Marshalls, dude. And I'm like,
Oh, they're dummy cabs.
what? All the way up, and I'm looking, I'm going, what the fuck? And then he got this little cab right behind it.
Yeah.
This, 3 rows of Marshalls, dude. And I'm like, yeah, this is how we travel with this shit. It's a whole lot lighter to have it in one big rack, and they just like unfold it and stand it straight up and shit. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, that makes sense now.
And my cabs are real though, because
Yeah.
so like if someone needs to use them for to save room on stage, then it's like they can.
Yeah.
So they're not, we're still lifting. I would never forfeit a lift.
Right.
For a good load. It's arguably my favorite part. I tell you guys.
Yeah, for sure. You
All the
guys
time.
you definitely like hauling gear.
Especially the load back in at 5 a.m.
That's always the best.
Fucking sucks.
With especially that fucking heavy ass orange cab. That one's my favorite because
With
it's the lightest.
The 5-inch casters I got on fucking Temu or something.
Yeah,
like, they're fucking huge.
This wide shit just made out of brick.
Dude, they're fucking huge.
They bullied me into finally getting new casters because it was like, fucking dragging it and leaving skid marks on the floors everywhere you go.
We'd tell him we're like
The
we're not
little rock this big and shit.
Yeah.
we're not carrying that cab, Alex. That one's all you until you replace those casters.
Jacob fucking thought he'd do us a favor and he got some like rollerblade wheels and they lasted about a half a day until it fucking broke.
Just busted right.
So I found some new ones and now it stands tall. It stands proud.
It does. It's proud.
To finish your question though, XFX Live, but only live. I don't even fucking plug into it if we're not playing a show. Otherwise, it's like really when I'm practicing, I go into my computer and I use one of the Neural DSP plugins. If anyone's not familiar with those, they're really cool. It's really convenient. You can just plug into your interface and fucking
Chug
have a
away.
sick tone. Yeah, and
Nice.
then whatever you want with
You
it
can
later,
really
but
dial that in too.
you can
right?
dial it in. I think the reaction from the strings to how it sounds is really fucking cool, and you can also play at reasonable volumes in an apartment or wherever you are, or even through headphones, and it'll sound good and
Right.
feel good.
Right.
So game
awesome.
changer, honestly, game changer.
That's awesome. Dan, what are you banging on these days? Besides,
Wouldn't you
Eric
like
over
to
here?
know?
Instead of Eric over here.
each of us on a regular basis.
I bang this guy's fucking head off a whole bunch of shit when he pisses me off.
Dunk, dunk, dunk.
I've got bruises. That's why
Yeah,
that's why
no,
the hat's
I do.
on.
I was gonna ask.
Talk
but
about hitting somebody in
I
the.
seen you do this. Like
Yeah.
that. Look over at
Well,
Dan. What do you got here?
I just
You're
recently
trying to
watched
give him
that.
signals, huh?
I watched
see.
that P Diddy documentary, and I just got to make sure I got to keep my. Got to. No more locked doors. You know, that's how he yells at me.
Easy.
Yeah. Gracias.
Yeah.
What are you banging on these days, buddy?
So I've been a Mapex guy since 2019. So all of my shells are Mapex. My pedals are Trick Pro 1Vs. I played Sentient Symbols now for probably about 3-4 years. They're fucking awesome. I love that company.
That's I've never even heard of that company before.
Yeah, so they've been around for a really long time, but they've had worldwide distribution now for probably about 6 or 7 years.
Where do they hail from? Like, where do
Japan.
They, okay.
But they are like, it's not like a lot of these companies that aren't like the big four are usually all made at the same places. They're Turkish made symbols. It's all the same bullshit. Sentence stuff is different. Literally, like, a lot of my stuff that I have was made to spec. Like, I got really, like, like, I've been able to, like, customize a lot of stuff. So, like, that company offers a lot, like, to a normal consumer, like, even, like, someone that just wants to order something, you have a lot of really, really cool options. So, and I've had a lot of...
Durable?
Yes. I definitely should have broke a lot more stuff in the 3.5 years I've been playing their symbols.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, and I played Los Cabos sticks for a very long time. Same thing. They love them. They're very, very durable.
You got your own custom ones.
Yep. Yeah. I play
Fancy.
they're called like a yellow jacket. They don't make them in the size that I play. They only make a 5A. But it's like a dip, so it's like a rubberized kind of grip. I like it a lot. It'll chew your hands up if you're playing a lot or if you're not like acclimated to it, but I don't like the feel of a regular finished stick. I've never liked it. I always played like a natural.
Right.
Like when I played Pro Marks, I played it's basically like an unfinished stick, like, or like if I had to play a finished stick, I would sand them down.
Right.
Like the first quite a few years, that's what I would do, because I just don't like any kind of lacquer or anything.
So you like the matte feel to it more so? Does it have more grip when it has that matte feel? It's not as slick
like,
when you're fucking oily.
For me, I mean, there's plenty of people that don't have a problem, but for me, it was probably like part mental. Like I think in the beginning.
Did you play with gloves for a while? Like back in the day?
I think everyone did in the starting. I did for a little while. Like
I remember way back.
Yeah, probably for I don't even think I did for like a year.
Oh,
but the first couple of years that Section 8 played, there was a point, but that was just like the thing. It's like, oh, play with gloves. But my whole thing, and that's like I said, there was probably like just the way that
Alex has.
He also played with the ball gag.
Yeah. Here we go.
Do that, yeah.
Yeah,
we all did though, right?
He borrowed Morgan Rose's dreadlocks from Seven Dust and put those in his head for a little while too.
Yeah. we all do dumb things sometimes, kids.
Yeah.
That's amazing, dude.
Let's talk about all the dumb things that Eric's done now.
Just seeing Alex.
We don't have that kind of
time.
He
just went. His face when you said that, he was just like, "Oh yeah, I got one. I got one for you."
It always comes back every at least 2 times a year that comes out, and it's not just him.
Yeah.
Somebody it just comes.
Yeah, that's awesome. You got to do that.
Yeah,
we could definitely get into the dumb shit.
You got to play with the ball gag.
Do you remember what brand ball gag it was?
Sex World. I don't know. I bought it from Sex World.
That's great, dude. How about you, Eric? What are you singing through? What do you using for mics these days? You still 50, 58, 57?
No, I haven't. For years, I've been a Sennheiser guy.
Nice.
I like a E935.
You like them bright?
Yeah, I do.
935s are still real durable though. They're tough mics.
Yeah, and it's maybe it's a 945. I don't know which one I have.
I've got some over there.
Yeah. It's one or the other, and I like both. But I just think that there's just a little bit brighter tone to it, and I tend to use. I don't fully like cup the microphone, but I tend to like
top or bottom.
Top.
Okay.
Yeah, top a lot, over the top a lot of times. But I like to use hand placement to create little just differences in dynamic and stuff. Yeah, sure.
I got you.
And it kind of adds a little bit of natural, yuck to things, and so, I feel like that microphone does a good job. And I still use a cord, just put a 50-foot cord on that.
Pig hog
cords. That's right.
Pig nose.
Pig nose.
No, I was seeing it.
Big snout.
Pig snout. Pig dick cords.
Big dick. I was gonna say
bright red pig dick cords.
He
Available
took-
near you.
Yeah.
Because they're kind of.
You're never.
Yeah.
It's a duck. It's a duck penis.
It's a duck penis.
We're never getting
Duck penis
that
cords.
pig hog endorsement.
Hand-
they're never giving.
We
us.
heard a interview with you guys, and you called it pig dick. What was it? Hog cock. What was it?
Tug cock cords. That's what.
I do need to shout out DR Strings, by the way. For anyone who cares, like their strings are great. I've been endorsed by them for like 10 years. Fucking love them. Check them out. DR
Nice.
Strings.
What gauges are what you run usually?
Standard 9s, 9, 11, 16, 24, 32, 42, 65, 85, 105, and the low 9, Greg.
There we go. He sounded like a fucking
On the low
auctioneer.
B.
79, 29, 35.
Sold.
String it up, baby.
Sold to the idiot
Add
with the
those
guitar.
together.
Well, I appreciate you guys coming in and doing this. Again, I want to push these shows again if we can. Let me see here. December 9th, we've got the Klash Drums in Columbia Heights. This is an all-age deal. This is the documentary Echoes of Sacrifice premiere. Q&A session after the fact, and these guys will be hanging out from 7 till whenever it finishes, and they're happy with everything and hanging out, signing things, selling cool things like old school miscellaneous Reaper stuff, right?
Pretty much.
Yeah, some of that
Scrims and all
stuff.
kinds of good stuff. Like
Yeah, everybody who comes gets a free lighter.
nice,
They get a
they're cool. The
custom
little
Reaping
green ones.
Asmodeia. Yeah.
Oh, damn,
Yep.
I want one of them.
Yep.
I need a weed smoking lighter.
That's
I think
right.
those cheap fucking lighters are Bics. So.
Yeah,
Those
these
are
are
big.
Bics.
They're
Dude,
Bics.
I zoomed in on that shit to find out. I'm not
It ain't
even
that
lying,
cheap.
dude. I was like, all right, let's see how they.
Let's see
Yep,
how
that's a
cheap
Bic.
these idiots are.
I
The
went,
whole
yeah.
thing would have been a fucking flop if we didn't.
Dude,
go
Dude,
with
you
it.
know those? You remember those ones? You light it and it's like the flames this big, and then you push the thing up. You know what I mean?
I do like that.
Way up here. That's,
Doesn't matter if it's butt plugs, pre-workout, or blankets. We got you covered with quality. Lighters included, all right? So anything.
Did you guys actually make the butt plugs? Are you
Fuck
serious?
yeah. We have butt plugs.
great,
yeah.
dude.
Custom Reaping Asmodeia
There will
butt
be
plugs.
plenty of custom butt plugs
That's
at the
awesome.
merch spread
Yeah.
on the 9th and
you
the
go.
12th.
On the 9th. Then we have the 12th at Amsterdam in St.
Bar and
Paul.
Grill.
Yeah. Amsterdam
Oh, I'm so hungry for chicken.
I'm sorry, Bar and Hall.
Yep. Maul, Micawber, the Emnity.
That's a kind of
The-
a tough. That's
The
a tough band.
Emnity Offensive.
That,
Yep, that's
yeah,
what it
I felt
is.
like a jackass because I'm like, God, dude, is
Yep.
this what people like do to our band? Like,
Yes.
It is.
I don't fucking.
It's only offensive if you say it.
Yeah.
Thanks. I just
Respectfully.
saying it really bad.
Went and saw Reaping Pepto-Bismol last night at the Amsterdam, and they were really great. My stomach hurt afterwards. It was weird. Thought I was going to get a different effect.
I thought it might have been the sliders that I had, the beer, but yes, make sure you get there early. What time's the door? Is in the 7?
And Raven.
5:30.
5:30. Okay.
Yep.
5:30.
First band's at 6:30, I believe.
Get
Yep.
there early. These guys. This is going to be a
Yup.
great show. It's going to be a fantastic show.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Make sure you come to this premiere. That's going to be a fantastic time as well. Hang out with these guys, buy some stuff, talk some shit,
Yeah.
get some history from the guys themselves. I'm sure they'd appreciate all the love. I wanted to say thank you so much to all the subscribers out there. I hit 600 today, which I was really super happy about.
yeah, dude.
It's only taken me 13 years to do it. Well, I wasn't really focused on this. You know?
No, and you also you kind of took a little step away from it for a little
Yeah.
bit and stuff. So
Yep.
now you've been back on your game for a while
Yeah,
now. And,
you
and
kind of have to be.
Yeah,
right?
you got to be consistent with it.
Yeah.
So
I think that's what kind of I shot myself in the foot with it. But here's the thing: like, do you want to podcast with people that are really pre-focused on the whole Trump administration and everything that has? You know what I mean? Like politics in general. That's why I took a break, is because of the whole politics thing at that particular time. And then I took a big break during the COVID thing, which I really should have pushed hard on the COVID thing because nobody could have went anywhere. But I was just like, yeah, fuck it, you know.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Everybody
Yeah.
needed a break from everything
Yeah.
at that point.
yeah, everything was all fucked up. So well, it's good to have you back.
Yes,
and,
thanks.
and
It's
Yeah,
good
you're
for
doing
you
good,
guys to be
good
back,
things.
man.
You're
Yeah.
doing good things.
we love
appreciate
coming
it.
in and
Stick
talking
with it.
you.
I appreciate
Yeah.
it. I appreciate you guys coming in and doing this. I appreciate you guys supporting the show for so many fucking years. We've been doing it. It's always a fantastic time hanging out with you cats and going over this stuff over and over again. So when 20 hits, no, I'm kidding.
I mean,
when you guys release things in anytime, man, I'd love to have you back on here and talk some shit and good tour stories and whatever.
Fuck yeah.
Couple laughs.
Yeah.
Couple
Few
two
laughs.
tree.
Yep.
2 tree over here.
I cried once, but that's just because I sat on my balls.
You are getting to that age, buddy. That happens
I
a
know,
lot.
it
Pig
hurt.
dick.
It hurt.
Pig dick.
Big dick.
all the time.
We got some sanctuary of poison. Is that what it is?
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is. It is.
Dude, the guy that's being, I don't know if he's being crucified or whatever. I was watching it earlier and I was like, did they just take the app, the face thing where the dude's doing? I was
Yeah.
like, wait a second, and his one eye's going,
Old wonky eye.
Yeah.
it's fucking awesome, man. I loved it. Tell me about the Sanctuary of Poison.
This is something we put out this past year in August.
Mhm.
Yep. So we put this
Couple
out
months ago.
a couple months ago in August. The song is kind of different-ish than that. It was kind of put together and meant to be just that more rhythmically, just kind of ambient a little bit. There's like a lot of space in there.
It was meant to be completely different than Shatter Leviathan.
Yeah.
So that's like
It is. It definitely is.
The vinyl that we're pressing, that will be available at the 9th and the 12th festivities.
And by the way, folks, I just saw a picture of it. It's absolutely beautiful. The artwork and everything. Eric just showed it
Dude,
to
it
me.
looks so
It's
sick.
going to be
Yeah,
killer.
it's gonna be
awesome.
I
It's so
can't wait to
sick.
see that. That's
All
going to be
hand
fucking
drawn artwork too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Very cool.
So those two songs, Shatter Leviathan and Sanctuary of Poison, were written to be contrasting pieces, and that was it was a lot of push and pull, like when we were actually kind of like writing that song Sanctuary of Poison, because it was longer and it was meant to be in like 2 or 3 movements. That song wasn't initially going to be a full track how it is, because it's like 6 minutes and 40 seconds.
Right.
So me and Alex wanted to try some, before, we were working on lyrical content and everything. We wanted to try something different, and it was meant to be completely different than Shattered Leviathan, especially. So
Badass, man.
Yeah.
It's a very cool video too, by the way. The same people make that video as
Yep.
the first one, right?
Adam, yep.
Very
Adam
cool.
Stannon, yep.
Yeah, everything that he's done in both of those videos is fantastic, man.
Yeah, reach out to him, man. Studio 7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
Great
really
dude.
love
Great
working with
dude.
him.
Yeah.
How do they get in touch with you? How can they
Very
reach
passionate man too. Yeah.
you? How can they get in touch with you? How can they reach you? How can they book you? How can they do anything?
Reaping Asmodeia at gmail.com is the email. That goes directly to
Yep,
booking
they can.
stuff.
Yeah, they can. I mean, we have a
Socials.
booking agent, Michelle at Satellite Touring. But I mean, if they have anyone that has any questions, they can email us. That's the best way, because messaging us on like Instagram or Facebook, that can get lost so easily.
Yeah.
But if anyone wants
Hit or
to
miss.
email, it's just reapingasmodeia at gmail. And we can funnel them to our booking agent or anything like that. But Michelle at SatelliteTouring.com.
Badass, man. Badass. YouTube, you can see all the videos, the 2 videos that we're playing tonight. Make sure you check out their YouTube and all of their socials and everything. And again, make sure on the 9th you're there. It is a Tuesday evening, but it's 7 to 9 or 7 to whenever the fun is done, I guess.
Free.
Yeah, and it's free. And
30.
it's all ages, too. Make sure you bring the kids, come down.
And sorry to interrupt.
No, go
but
ahead.
This would be a great opportunity, kind of to tie this back around how we were talking about how bands don't like to network and stuff.
Yeah.
If you're in a
Absolutely.
a newer band or a younger band or whatever, and you wanted to come out and whether you want to shake hands with other people in the scene and stuff who are going to be out there, or you want to learn about what you want to do, or if you want to do this at a different level, like, come talk to us, man.
Yeah.
Like, we'll share anything that, we're all about putting people on. So
These guys got a lot of wisdom and a lot of years of being out there, actually grinding, not just playing locally, but actually getting out there and doing it. They have a lot of knowledge when it comes to that. So use it. Meet up with them, man, on the 9th, and then on the 12th. They have a fantastic show at the Amsterdam Bar and Grill.
You thought about it, and you weren't going to say it, but you had to.
I had to right there. I had to. Maul, Micawber, the Emnity Offensive, and Rahvn, right? That's
Rahvn,
right?
yep,
Okay,
Rahvn.
Make sure I can't.
Yeah,
In all
Mosh-
honesty, one more sidebar. Let's talk about the Amsterdam French fries.
Oh yeah,
They're good shit,
and those burgers too. Those
Yeah, they're good
burgers, too.
stuff, dude.
The
Their food is
drummies,
great
the
food.
drummies, man.
They've
Yeah.
got great food there.
Amsterdam eating good in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Moshing good in the neighborhood.
Come out for the
You're
food.
gonna
Don't
get
come
them
out for the
guys
show.
Sued and shit.
Yeah. We're never gonna get to play there again.
That's true.
God damn
Thank you
it.
guys so much for coming in. Appreciate it.
Hell yeah,
Thanks.
Greg.
been
Peace
a
out,
blast.
everybody. You fucking thank you very much for joining us and supporting and all this good stuff. Thanks again for the 600 subscribers. If you're new to the channel, please like and subscribe. I appreciate y'all very much. We'll be back next week to talk some more trash. And make sure you check out Reaping Asmodeia, please. And stick around for this brutal song.
And support this podcast.
Woo! Thank you. Peace out.
Ritual Madness Podcast. Ritual Madness Podcast. Ritual Madness Podcast. Ritual